It's a beautiful day for baseball here at Oregon Trail Park as we get set to have a beautiful matchup between the Nebraska Outlaws and your Western Nebraska Pioneers. Hello, everybody. I'm Lucas Macklin. I'm joined by my partner, Bob Parsons. Thank you so much for joining us on the Front Range League Network or on KNEB as you are listening to the Platte Valley pregame show. And as we get set for tonight's ball game, obviously, we want to start with the pitching matchup. You got Caden Ferguson versus Brock Berry. And his last time out for Berry against these Pioneers, he was absolutely stunning with 8 strikeouts and no walks in his 4 innings of work.
Yeah, Barry did a really good job of working the off speed and the fastball off of each other. Whether it was him setting up the fastball after putting a off speed low and away and just going up in the zone. Those hitters were guessing and they were fooled, and that's how you get 8 strikeouts and 4 innings of work.
Yeah, he was excellent in that game. Did give up just 3 runs, and we'll see what he can do against this Pioneer squad. On the other side, Caden Ferguson, who will be trying to find his way a little bit in the season's had a little bit of a rough start. But like I said, last year he was the leading pitcher for this Pioneer squad. He clearly has the stuff, and we'll see what he can do tonight. Again, this is his first start. 2 other times he was coming out of the bullpen, and obviously that's a completely different feel. But last year for the Pioneers, in 9 games pitched, 6 of those being starts, he had a 3.7 ERA, struck out 30, walked at just 22. And again, what he did really well was leave runners on base. And it's kind of the thing he's been struggling with so far this season.
Yeah, and the big thing is if as you're a starter, you want to be efficient. And that's what we've seen, whether it's out of Carter Reisig or Brock Berry in their good starts, is that they're efficient. They're able to get those outs, and that's how you're able to eat innings. This is only a 7 inning game, so you don't necessarily need as many innings as you would in a 9 inning game. But it's limiting those walks, limiting those free passes, and because these Outlaws are really good at capitalizing off of that.
And there are 5 new Pioneers for tonight's ball game. Those being Mike Manum, Marquez Man Smith, Angus Brumball, Lyric Sepulveda, and Justin Balling. A couple of those will be Wranglers at the end of the day, but it'll be exciting to see what those guys can give this team. Some of them are a little bit older, some of them are really young. It'll be fun to see what they can give this Pioneer squad.
Yeah, Brumbaugh came in to pinch hit for Percy Odell last night for the Wranglers, who was hit by a pitch and struck out in those 2 ABs last night.
Reminder, you're listening to the Platte Valley Investment pregame show. You're tuned into the home of the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Tonight's matchup is brought to you by Platte Valley Investment Center, your trusted hometown team for all your investment needs. We'll head to a short break. When we're back, we'll have the Scottsbluff Screen Printing pregame interview. See Shane and his Scottsbluff Screen Printing for all of your summer sports needs. Ball game here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
nothing to say. You chose to walk, give what we had away. I hope you get what you're looking for. But babe, with me, you close the door on everything we could have been. Don't go thinking we could be friends. No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, you know. And when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends. I really
Welcome back in to the Logos broadcast booth. Logos is your home for all your screen printing and embroidery needs. Shop the showroom or have something custom made at Logos, 1344 10th Street in Gering. As we get set for tonight's 6:35 matchup, we'll take a look at tonight's starting lineup brought to you by the UNMC College of Nursing in Scottsbluff. UNMC is preparing the next generation of nurses with hands-on training, expert faculties, and real-world experience all close to home. If you're ready to make a difference in your community and start a rewarding career in healthcare, discover your future with the UNMC College of Nursing in Scottsbluff. For more information, contact Megan Graham at 308-632-2024. First, take a look at the starting lineup for the Nebraska Outlaws. It'll be Brock Berry, as we talked about, taking the bump. Behind him will be Braden Basie. He'll be leading off at the DH, followed by Tegan Maloney in his hot game last night. He'll be playing in right field. Batting third and at third base will be Kingston Lee. Batting fourth and at first base, Lee Jones. Batting fifth and at second base will be Isaiah Murillo. Batting sixth and in left field, Seth Onnested. Batting seventh and in center, Jaden Barrio. Batting eighth and catching, Luke Banning. And rounding out the lineup, the shortstop, Grady Manuel. Talked about his hot game last night, but Tegan Maloney's been swinging a hot bat all season since he's been an Outlaw.
Yeah, he's got a 1.6 OPS, so on base plus slugging. That means he's hitting for power, and he's getting on base a lot for these Outlaws. That's why they got him hitting in the 2 slot. And a lot of these guys in this lineup, when this offense is clicking, all these guys are hitting well.
Yeah, you mentioned a very hot bat. Last night went 2 for 3 with a 2-run shot, 3 RBIs on the game. In 5 games, he has 5 hits. 3 of those are extra base hits. 2 of them are home runs. And one of those hits was a single that hit the wall, but because of some weird base running, the bases loaded. They had to wait to make sure it wasn't caught. He only ended up getting a single on that. So he's been hitting the ball hard, and as you said, been hitting it with power. And then for your Western Nebraska Pioneers, it'll be Caden Ferguson on the mound. Behind him will be leading it off, and in center field will be Jacob Solis. Batting second and in left field will be Mike Manum. Batting third and at first base will be Man Smith. Batting fourth and at second base will be Deshaun Harvey. Batting fifth and at shortstop, Angus Brumbaugh. Batting sixth and at third base will be the Outlaw CJ King. Batting seventh and catching will be Ray Zamaripa. Batting eighth and in right field will be the 2026 recruit Lyric Sepulveda. And rounding out the lineup with the DH, Michael Fisher. Mentioned that Sepulveda is a 2026 recruit, so is Brumbaugh. Both of them are recruits for Coalinga College, as is a pitcher we will probably see today, Justin Balling, a 26 recruit for Coalinga College. 3 of those guys coming in, all getting their first looks today. Brumbaugh did play a little bit yesterday, but for the Pioneers, all getting their first looks.
Yeah, that Coalinga College, there's a lot of guys on the Outlaws also from there. Part of that is because TC Fairfield over on the Wranglers, he is the assistant pitching coach there. So he's able to recruit guys, get them to come here. So a lot of Coalinga guys on the Outlaws. Now a couple guys coming in for the Pioneers from Coalinga. One of those Coalinga kids is CJ King, who last night laid down an immaculate bunt to set up the walk-off on the wild pitch last night for the Outlaws.
At the top of that lineup, Jacob Solis has been a very good and consistent bat at the top of, or really wherever he's hit. 7 walks, 7 strikeouts as a home run, and you watch him, during BP, he's hitting the ball hard every single time he's up there. He's got a consistent swing, and with so many changes happening in this Pioneers lineup, it's good to have a bat like him at the top of this lineup. Both these teams playing. Once again, this will be the 7th matchup between these two teams. The Outlaws are currently 4-2. The run differential's been a lot of high-scoring matchups. 70-51 is the run differential in favor of the Outlaws. Some of those games have been close, but got out of hand late. But like you said, the Outlaws have definitely had the upper hand so far in this matchup. But it's been the exact opposite other way around when it comes to the Wranglers. Outlaws are 1-4, getting their first win against them last night, while the Pioneers currently 2-0 against that Wrangler squad.
Yeah, and like I said with the Outlaws offense, it's like when they're clicking, they're clicking. And last night, the offense was able to click. They're able to take advantage of those mistakes, score on wild pitches, Braden Basie using really heads-up base running last night to score that big run from second on a double play in the infield that ended up being the difference in the game.
You mentioned it's really been feast or famine for the Outlaws, and it's been a lot of feast in some of these games against the Pioneers. But like I said, they'll be trying to get some good pitching. It'll be Caden Ferguson. Expect to see Justin Balling, and also expect to see Daniel Gomez for the first time in a while. Where his first outing, it was a little bit of a rough start. Walked 3 batters in his first inning, but was able to get out scoreless, and then a second inning, 1-2-3, got the 6-out save in that ball game. Well, that'll do it for us in the Platte Valley Investment pregame show. Thank you so much for joining me and, as always, my partner, Bob Parsons. And when we're back, we'll have the first pitch for you here at Oregon Trail Park on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
From the first moment I saw you, I knew I had to make you mine.
Welcome into Oregon Trail Park. I'm Lucas Macklin, joined by my partner Bob Parsons. We get set for the opening pitch, sponsored by Papa Murphy's Pizza at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff. It's love at 425 degrees, and don't forget to register for the Papa Murphy's Text Club for a sweet deal. So this will be technically the first matchup between these two teams since June 3rd. Actually, scratch that, June 5th, actually. But there was a game that was rained out on Monday where it was about 3 innings in where the Outlaws had an early lead, and we'll see when that game gets resumed. But for now, it'll be a fresh matchup between these two squads. As you said, a 7-inning game.
Yeah, and Carter Reisig really showed up in that one. That one was, the score did not tell the tale of how those two teams looked very different. Obviously, it was a different look Pioneers team as well. But Carter Reisig had 7 strikeouts through 3 innings in that one, 3 shutout innings at that. It was 4-0, and the Outlaws really had their foot on the Pioneers' throat in that one.
As you said, it was only 1 base runner allowed through the first 3 innings on a walk, and then the Outlaws had scored 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings. We were in the bottom of the third, where the Outlaws are up with 1 away. We'll see what that game looks like when we get back to it, obviously. But first, we've got this matchup. We have the home plate meeting between head coaches Eric Tolar, Zach McCoy. Like I said, this will be the 7th matchup between these two teams. It's been a little bit in favor of the Outlaws, but the Pioneers would love to change that. Again, a lot of new faces on this squad, and we can take a quick look through them. First with Man Smith from Tampa, Florida. He did deal with injuries this last season, but he has been an excellent hitter during his 4 years of college ball. a 338 batting average, a 407 OBP, which included a 360 batting average, a 452 OBP, and 553 slugging in 43 games for Rusk College in 25. Was dealing with a wrist injury, so only played in 7 games this last season as he tries to prepare for what will be his senior season this upcoming season here, getting an opportunity to play for Coach Toller. Also is a pitcher, has a lot of good stuff, but one of those guys that has to deal with, make sure he finds the zone more often than he doesn't, but when he is, he's really tough to hit.
Yeah, and you're really trying to find the zone as much as possible. That's who's had the most success in these front range league games. It's normally the team that is able to hit the zone more. That wasn't necessarily the case last night. The Outlaws had 15 free passes in just 7 innings. But we'll see if Brock Berry can kind of change that script. I know that was a point of note for pitching coach AC last night in that post-game meeting. Although they won that game via the walk-off, it's the first time beating the Wranglers all year. That was definitely a little bit of a sour note to it, was the 15 free passes.
And then Mike Manum, the senior, a very old, good veteran player to bring in. He'll be batting in the 2 slot in left field. He's played 3 years of summer ball in the Northwood Woods League out of Fergus Falls, Minnesota. In his last collegiate season, he played for Calumet College, where he played in 21 games for them. Hit 237 as an average. Guy, again, top of the lineup you'd love to see. Try to get on base. Maybe try to be aggressive on the base paths with him and Solis. Deshaun Harvey has shown the ability to get on base a lot. He'll be batting in the 4 hole. So this team will try to put up some runs. They've had a pretty good offense as of late, but we'll see what these guys do. Again, new look Pioneers, and we'll see what they look like. So we get set for this game was scheduled for 6:35, a little bit late start today. But as they announce the starting lineup for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, another fun thing tonight. We talked a little bit about the World Cup, U.S. getting their first game as well.
We got a nice fill the park night here at Oregon Trail Park Stadium. A lot of folks showing up from the Gering, Scottsbluff area. Make sure to get those tickets for the Fill the Park as well as Bark the Park this Sunday. Should be a lot of fun. Bring your dog out if you got a dog. Also,
so as we get set for first pitch, we've got the national anthem here at Oregon Trail Park on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network. We get set for first pitch here at Oregon Trail Park. Caden Ferguson on the mound. He'll be throwing to Ray Zamaripa. As we're talking about Ferguson getting his first start of the season, he tried to rebound after his last time out. He came in the final inning of the resumed game. The first time he pitched, he dealt with a lot of walk issues, couldn't really find the zone. The second time out, he was just hit pretty hard against the Pioneers team. Trying to rebound a little bit here, but like I said, He's shown the ability to not just give length, but give really good innings for this Pioneers team just last year. He's one of the few returners. Him and Daniel Gomez both were the leading pitchers for this squad in terms of innings pitched. And you love to see him try to get deep into this one, give some good work, and really rest those bullpen arms, what they have at least on this roster right now.
Yeah, being efficient is the best thing that you can do here if you are Ferguson. And it's the same tale on the other side with Brock Berry. Both of these teams will be playing again this weekend. Pioneers obviously have a game tomorrow night in Morgan County. And then these two teams will square off again on Sunday. We do have the shortened games of the 7 innings, so hopefully that will help keep the bullpens a little bit healthier and able to throw more innings.
Caden Ferguson on the mound at 6 foot out of Alliance, Nebraska. The freshman over at Western Nebraska Community College for the Cougars, just up in Scottsbluff, where he made 10 appearances this season, made just 1 start. And in that start, he went 3 1/3 innings with a career-high 4 strikeouts in that performance. He did give up 3 earned runs. But again, right here, it's like, if you can go 4 innings here for this team and you give up 3 runs, the way this offense has looked, especially with some of these bats in the lineup, you would really hope that they'd be able to pick you up there and have you with a lead in that case.
Both of these teams last week, they played a lot, and it was a lot of runs being scored. We've talked about whether it's the 24-14 game, the 12-11 game, you're going to need runs to win these games. And make sure to nominate those in the community who do their part for the seats of honor, whether they're a teacher, they serve, they're a doctor or a nurse or a firefighter. Make sure to nominate them on the Front Range League website. They get to the game for free. They get free food. Free stuff is always the best stuff, and we want to give back to those who give back to our community.
First one to face Ferguson tonight will be the veteran Braden Basie out of the great state of Indiana. And he has been excellent at just getting on base. He's reached base via the free pass 14 times this season already, 7 via the walk, 7 times on a hit by pitch. Just feel like there's some players that are almost magnets over there in the batter's box.
And Basie is not afraid to get hit by a pitch. There's some guys that will jump out of the way, duck down. He'll just wear it. He's like, this is going to get on base. It's going to set the table for this threatening middle of the order for the Outlaws, and he will do it for his team.
Here's the first pitch to Basie. Finds the zone for strike 1. That's how we get underway this Friday evening. As you mentioned, a Fill the Park Friday. Got a lot of fans here in the ballpark for tonight's game. Ferguson, who works from the windup, delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one on the ground towards third. It'll be played by King. Right side of the third base, back over to first, is not in time. And Braden Basie will beat out an infield single to start this one.
And C.J. King just about hit a clip on his own teammate, Braden Basie. C.J. King, the normal outlaw over there at third base. Like I said, he laid down that immaculate bunt last night that kind of set the table for that walk-off.
Now it brings in Tegan Maloney batting at the 2-hole, coming off a 3 RBI home run performance last night. Already has 2 home runs in the first 5 games of his Front Range League career. The first pitch to him misses high for ball 1. Ferguson did what he likes to do there, get weak contact, but that one just a little bit too weak. It was a really long throw for King over at third, and he couldn't make the play. Basie worked first to his 6 stolen bases so far in the season. He takes a big jump over at first, but does not go for the stolen bag, and now that pitch misses high as well, making it 2-0.
And Maloney said in his postgame interview last night that he's not necessarily a big power guy, and he's just trying to see the ball well and improve his hitting skills.
That one hit well out to left. It'll be brought in by Manum in time for out number 1. I was about to say, he has some really good opposite field power, and tried to show it there, but that one was right to Manum out and left. And with 1 away, that will bring in Kingston Lee.
Kingston Lee leading the Outlaws, who have been here for the whole summer in batting average.
First pitch misses, throw down to second, and wasn't covering, gets past the shortstop as well, and now Basie's going to get to third base. Just a little bit of miscommunication from a lot of new teammates. And Basie's over at third base with only one away.
And he's so smart. He's got such veteran savvy on those base passes. I talked about last night how he pretty much won the game for them on that savvy second to home base running on a ball that was just hit in the infield. That was a double play, but he was able to score on it and make it not a lost out.
First pitch missed to Kingston Lee. Second pitch also misses. So quickly, Ferguson behind another batter here, 2-0.
Infield playing in here, so Kingston Lee just trying to find a pitch to elevate and hit hard. Pardon me, they're backing up now, it seems. At least the middles are.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's popped up and out of play. Count moves to 2-1. And at this point in the game, obviously it's going to hurt to give up a run, but you would be willing to give up a run for an out here this early in the ball game. Next pitch misses as well, so Ferguson behind 3-1. He tries to find the zone here against Lee.
And Lee Jones on deck also had himself a night, 2 doubles last night.
3-1 swung through, a big swing from Lee, but he comes up empty, and the count is full to the Outlaws' third baseman, coming off an 0-for-4 night, a couple of strikeouts last night. Trying to avoid one of those here. Here's the payoff pitch. Taken high, 4-4. So a 1-out walk will put runners at the corners with Lee Jones due up. It does set up the double play, though. Lee Jones, who has grounded into a couple of those this season. Middle infield of Brumball and Harvey. It's the first time seeing Deshaun Harvey, the lefty, over at second base. Again, Brumball's first appearance for the Pioneers this season.
And the Outlaws did try a couple first and third base running plays. We'll see what they do here.
First pitch swung at the off speed in the dirt. He was hunting a first pitch strike, didn't get it. Starts behind 0-1. Jones last night, 2-for-4, a couple of doubles. Didn't result in any RBIs. Lee does take off. That one's grounded towards first, but foul. And quickly, Lee Jones behind 0-2. Jones this year with 10 RBIs on the season. 6 of them came in that June 3rd game, including both of his home runs against this Pioneers team in that 24-14 win for the Outlaws. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's lifted shallow left field, but foul. And we'll do the 0-2 pitch again.
I had the privilege of talking to Lee earlier today. Now with Alon Seepersod on the roster, Lee made it very clear yesterday that he is the only real guy from Toronto, as he is from the city, and he's saying that where Seepersod is from, just outside of Toronto in Ontario, that is not considered real Toronto. Seepersod from Oshawa, Ontario, up in Canada.
I'll take his word for it.
Both of them big fans of Tim Hortons, however.
Here's the next 2-0 pitch, or 0-2 pitch rather. That one misses high. So the count moves to 1-2. Lee got another big jump, but decided not to go over at first. Jones with the, now second place in the team with slugging at 700 behind Maloney's 1.091. Lee takes off. That one popped up foul. A little bit of cardio over there for Kingston Lee. Every time he seems to take off, Lee Jones seems to foul it off.
Yeah, and these Outlaws put together really great at-bats. And we talked about being efficient as a pitcher. As a hitter, you're trying to do the exact opposite. You're trying to make it as hard as possible to get you out.
Next 1-2. That one on the ground towards second. Harvey will play it. Toss to second in time for one. Throw to first will be in time for a double play to escape the inning unharmed. Caden Ferguson gets the huge 4-6-3 twin killing to end the inning, and we stay tied as we head to the bottom of the first here at Oregon Trail Park. You're listening on KNEB or watching on the Front Range League Network.
Wanted to know everything about you. I didn't want to waste no time. What what's something I can do for you, darling? That would make you smile. I'll bring you flowers, girl, enough to see for miles. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. I love your style, and I love your grace.
Welcome to the bottom of the first inning here at Oregon Trail Park. I'm Lucas Macklin, joined by Bob Parsons. It was a scoreless top half of the inning for Caden Ferguson. Now Brock Berry will take the mound, trying to match that scoreless top half of the inning. His last time out against these Pioneers, he went 4 innings, which he's gone an average of 4 innings each game he's pitched. Struck out 8 batters, didn't walk anybody. In fact, in 12 innings so far this year, he's walked just 2 batters.
Yeah, and Brock's goal here today is to stay out of the heart of the plate, not leave anything too middle. And his one clanker of a start up and brush, that's kind of what he did. Just left everything too over the heart of the plate. In that small ballpark, the ball was flying.
Still knotted up at 0-0 on that Wesco scoreboard. Wesco is a proud sponsor of all of our local sports, supporting athletes on the team and producers in the field. For all of your agronomy, bean, feed, and petroleum needs, Wesco Service Solutions Success. Again, this is Brock Berry's 4th start of the season, his 2nd start against the Pioneers. And what he's done excellent so far this season is limit the walks. Like I said, just 2 walks on the season. He's an average of 4 innings pitched per game. He's gone as many as 5. He's gone as little as 3. He struck out 14 batters in those 12 innings of work. He'll face Jacob Solis to start off this one.
We'll see if Brock can follow up that great start last time against these Pioneers. 8 of those 14 strikeouts coming in those 4 innings last time.
Here's the first pitch to the center fielder. Misses high and tight for ball 1. Last time against this pitcher, Berry, Solis went 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout against Berry. Berry pitching from the stretch, delivers the 1-0 pitch. Pulls the string on him and gets the swing and a miss, and the count evens up at 1-1.
And even though he missed with that first fastball up and in, it changes Jacob's eye level. He gets him thinking up and in, and then he gets him, pulls the string, as you said, with the off speed.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. That one low and away, but fouled off for strike 2.
And here he is setting up that high fastball once again. He just wants to live out of the heart of the plate here.
Solis with 7 walks on the season, tied for the team lead, currently entering with a .545 on base percentage. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, can't catch up to the fastball, and there is 1 away. A couple of low and away pitches for Berry, then brings up the high fastball, a pitch that so far this year has definitely been a thorn in the side of Pioneers batters. They do like that high fastball.
Yeah, and there's not much you can do as a hitter there. That pitch was definitely in the zone, but he just couldn't catch up to it because it was slow, low, and away. And then he went up and hot with that fastball.
Next up is Mike Manham making his Pioneers debuts. The first pitch misses low for ball 1. Out of Fergus Falls, Minnesota. His first year in the Front Range League, spent 3 years in the Northwoods League. Berry comes set and delivers the 1-0 pitch. Front door breaker finds its mark. Evens it up at 1-1.
And that's what pitching coach AC loves to see. He loves to see the spinners go for strikes with these Outlaws pitchers.
Barry set once again and delivers the 1-1 pitch. That one misses inside. Count moves to 2-1. Manham played for the Calumet College of St. Joseph, the Crimson Wave, in Whiting, Indiana. Two-one pitch is fouled off, trying to catch up to that fastball. And now even at 2-2, and if things tend to go in rhythm, can guess a low and away slider here from Barry.
Yeah, but you don't want to be too predictable here. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to that. But again, if the hitter starts being able to guess your pitch sequencing, that's when you run into trouble.
2-2 pitch called, strike three, went front door with the slider, couldn't pull the trigger. Back-to-back strikeouts for Barry to start this one, and quickly they are 2 away for Marquez Smith out of Tampa, Florida. Called man by his teammates.
Yeah, if Brock can locate that slider and that fastball off of each other, it's going to be a long night for Pioneers hitters.
First pitch to Smith, swung on and missed, couldn't catch to the fastball. Hit the top right corner of the zone, and the count starts at 0-1. Smith played just 7 games with Rust College, dealing with a wrist injury, but during his time had a .556 batting average during his short time. Front door breaker didn't quite catch the front door, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Yeah, and that's just a miss by Brock there. It's not a non-competitive miss, and as a pitcher, especially early on in the game, you definitely want to make sure your misses are competitive or at least close to the zone and not an obvious take for the hitter.
A 1-1 pitch, another off speed, high in the zone, swung at, and the count's 1-2.
And they just doubled up on that one. Brock knew he didn't snap that one enough, didn't get that one in the zone. They just went back to it. Gotta imagine if the sequencing is correct here, they're going to go with a high fastball, maybe in as well.
Went fastball, but that one misses outside. Count now 2-2. Coach Tolar loves this player, Smith. Huge fan of his game. Was happy to get him here for the Pioneers. 2-2, fastball high and away. Smith able to hold. Doesn't quite go, and the count runs full here. Bottom of the first inning, still knotted up at 0. Barry trying to match Ferguson's 0 in the top half. Still early in the 7-inning affair. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Barry sets and delivers the payoff pitch. That one, soft looper into center. That's going to get over the glove of Grady Manuel. Smith rounding first, takes a hard turn, but he's going to head back to first. And a 2-hit single will extend the inning to Deshaun Harvey.
Yeah, and that off speed with the 3-2, Barry not wanting to put him on. And Man did know that, so he knew the pitch was likely going to be in the zone there. He's just able to get enough of that off speed to send it out into center field.
We'll see if Smith wants to test Banning back there behind the plate with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch to Harvey. That one misses inside for ball 1. I mentioned that Harvey had his first real rough game of the season where he went 0 for 4 his last time out. Still sporting an OBP above 500, however. One 0 pitch is fouled back off his hands, and the count evens up at 1-1. Harvey, his last time against Barry, went 1 for 2 with a single. He also struck out swinging. 1-1 breaker does catch the outside corner. Now Harvey works from behind 1-2.
And if you're Barry here, you do want to be a little bit careful with that runner on base. You don't want to miss one and let it get away from the catcher. Put a runner in scoring position here.
The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. went back foot breaker, and Harvey couldn't hold, and that is 3 strikeouts in the first inning for Barry surrounding a single. So we're knotted up at 0 on the West Coast scoreboard. We'll head to the second here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
Said I love to put a smile on your pretty little face. I love it when you're close to me. That's where I want you to always be. I didn't know when I found you that I would find a love so true. And you can see it in my eyes. That girl, you've got me hypnotized. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed.
We're into the second inning here at Oregon Trail Park. Want to remind you tonight's ball game brought to you by Wells Fargo. For more than 125 years, Wells Fargo's Advisors has created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. Call Ryan Windhorst at 308-632-7561. Together, we'll go far. Ferguson out there for his second inning of work. A single, a walk, and that stolen base E6 for Braden Basie, putting runners at the corners, but got the double play out of Lee Jones to escape the inning scoreless. And we'll see what he can do here in the second inning. He'll face Isaiah Murillo to start. His last outing, which was June 9th against the Wranglers, went 1 for 2, a couple of RBIs and a walk. His last 2 games, he's 3 for 5 with a couple of walks, couple of doubles, and 3 RBIs. He's really starting to heat up for these Outlaws.
Yeah, Murillo swinging a hot bat. Not to brag, but that did kind of come the same time me and him were bus buddies the other day on the way to Fort Morgan.
First pitch to him, finds the outside corner for strike 1. Feels like it's a couple of very different goals for both these pitchers. Ferguson, a guy who likes to get weak contact, and he did so in that first inning. And then for Barry, got a lot of strikeouts. That one on the ground towards first, played by Smith, raced to first base, and Smith is there with plenty of time for out number 1. Say Deshaun Harvey over there at second. Heard he was playing second. You don't see a lot of left-handed second basemen. Talked to him before the game. He's like, I played second base before. I know what I'm doing over there. And he proved it in that first inning, starting that 4-6-3 double play. Now it's Seth Onnested, who's been a big-time Pioneers killer so far this season against the Pioneers. A .631 slugging. First pitch to him misses outside of 4-1. He has 3 extra base hits on the season. All of them have come against this Pioneers team, including his 2 home runs and 9 of his 10 RBIs.
Yeah, and Seth's definitely he's had those 2 big games, but other than that, it's stayed cold, but he can always pop for this Outlaws team.
That pitch finds the outside corner, and count evens at 1-1. Kind of the bona fide look of what the Outlaws have been this year. It's a lot of feast or famine. That pitch misses high, making it 2-1.
And generally feasting against these Pioneers as well.
Ferguson winds and delivers the 2-1 pitch. That one finds the outside corner, doing a good job of nibbling. And the count's 2-2. Onnested on the season, a guy who loves to put the ball in play in 9 games. He's walked 5 times, he's struck out 5 times. Every the times the ball's been put in play. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Try to get him to swing at that off-speed pitch outside the zone. Couldn't quite get it. Count runs full.
I really like this AB out of Onnested. Just trying to get deep into a count, see some pitches, try and get into that bullpen as soon as possible.
Payoff pitch on the ground, up the middle. That's going to get through for a 1-out single for Onnested. I'll put a 1-out base runner for Jaden Barrio. His last time against the Pioneers was that 3 for 5 game where he had 6 RBIs. One of 2 players in that game with 6 ribbies. Walked a couple of times in that game as well. That was back on June 3rd.
Yeah, I was talking to Jaden after the game. He is feeling the heat as the leader in RBIs. Lee Jones is right on his tail, as well as Christian McKernan.
First pitch finds a zone for strike one. Again, we'll see if they want to test that middle infield, maybe by trying to steal a base. That one gets by the catcher, Zamaripa, on a wild pitch. No need to when they give you that free bag. Counts evened up at 1-1.
That was an issue last night for both teams. Both the game tying and winning run last night for the Outlaws came on a pitch that got to the backstop. And then the Wranglers scored 4 times on a pitch that got to the backstop last night.
Swing and a miss at an off-speed outside the zone. Counts 1-2. It's good to see Ferguson. He's feeling a lot more comfortable, feels like, on the mound with this start than he did in his first 2 appearances out of the bullpen. Did a good job finding the outside part of the plate. Hasn't really missed inside the zone either. 1-2 pitch. Onnested takes off. That one swung on a miss for strike 3. Throw down is not in time. Good stop by King to make sure the ball didn't get by him. But a big out number 2 for a strikeout of the game for Ferguson. And there are 2 away. It'll be Luke Banning due up. Be the second straight inning with a runner at third base for the Outlaws. They couldn't push across that run in the first. Trying to do something different here in the second. First pitch to Banning. Doesn't quite catch the outside corner. This season, Banning 3 for 13 in 4 games. 3 walks, 5 RBIs. 1-0 on the ground towards short. It'll be Brumball playing it on a hop. Throw to first is in time for out number 3. So for the second straight inning, the Pioneers able to strand their runner at third. And we're still knotted up at 0 on the West Coast scoreboard. Head to the bottom of second here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
Baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. I am waiting for a bus at the end of the night under street lamp.
Welcome back into Oregon Trail Park. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Monument Physical Therapy. They understand that one size doesn't fit all. That's why they offer flexible treatment plans designed to fit any lifestyle. They have a board-certified orthopedic specialist who brings creativity and expertise together. So we get set for the bottom of the second inning here at Oregon Trail Park. As I was saying, 3 strikeouts in that first inning for Brock Berry surrounding a single. It really feels like, I mean, what does this Pioneers team have to do to figure out Berry so far in 5 innings? He struck out 11 of them and hasn't walked a single batter.
Yeah, Brock Berry really, when he can locate those pitches, is when he's really going to have success, which he was able to do last inning. Let's see if he can sustain that here.
It'll be Angus Brumball, the first one to meet him, the Coalinga College commit out of Santan Valley, Arizona. During his senior season, hit .564 with a 1.055 slugging, 15 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs. Struck out just 7 times and walked 12 times. I'll try to figure out Barry here for the Pioneers. He'll be followed by the switch-hitting C.J. King and Ray Zamaripa. Brumball takes his place in the right-handed batter's box, still knotted up at 0. Bottom of the second inning. Between these 2 teams. Barry comes set quickly. There's the first pitch to Brumball. That pitch misses low and away for ball 1. Brumball crouched in his stance, his bat laying on his shoulder while he awaits the pitch from Barry. The 1-0, that one's hit well out to left center. Out sending Onnested and Barrio back. It's off the glove of Barrio. Gets down, Brumball racing into second base, and he is in safely. That one, Barrio had a good read on it. We'll see what the official word is. That's a tough one because it's one of those that is off the glove, but it's not an easy play by any means. But either way, a leadoff runner at second base for the Pioneers. And will be CJ King due up next.
CJ King, the switch hitting third baseman from Clovis, California. Another one of those Coalinga College kids.
So far in the season, 4 for 16, a double, 3 RBIs on the season for the Outlaws. It was ruled a hit. It will be a double for Angus Brumball in his first at-bat for the Pioneers. Barry trying to work around that leadoff double, comes set and delivers the first pitch. That one swung on and missed, just blew the fastball by him. King starts behind 0-1. King at third, and that first inning was tested on that slow roller from Basie. It's a tough play, couldn't quite make it. Now gets his first opportunity at the plate, hitting left-handed against the right-handed pitching Barry. 0-1 misses and gets by the catcher. And Brumball rounds third, takes a big round, but he stays there. And now a runner at third with still no one out in the inning for the Pioneers.
Now you got to be careful here if you're Barry with that off speed, especially if you want to put it low. Making sure your catcher can keep that in front of him.
The 1-1 pitch, backdoor slider finds its mark. King behind 1-2 now. Infield playing back, allowing that run to score if he can just put it in play somewhere on the ground or somewhere into the outfield. 1-2. This is just inside, and the count evens.
If Barry can get outs the way he did last inning, that run, if not another hit happens, should be able to finish off the inning.
That pitch misses high. Couple pitches nibbling the corner, but can't get the call, and the count runs full. With Zamaripa due up next. The payoff pitch. Backdoor breaker called. Strike 3. 4 outs, 4 strikeouts for Brock Barry. A big out number 1. Now it's Zamaripa due up. A couple of hits for him on the season. Both of them are singles. A couple of RBIs as well, and he's in a big RBI opportunity here. Bottom of the second, still knotted up at 0 on the West Coast scoreboard, but the Pioneers threatening. Each team with a hit in each of their first 2 half innings. The Outlaws had runners at third in each of their first 2 innings as well. It's the first time the Pioneers have a runner in scoring position. First pitch fastball does find the top part of the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, and when you can really locate the off speed and the fastball, that is where you become a successful pitcher, being able to locate more than just one pitch.
The 0-1 delivery goes fastball again, finds the zone again, and Zamaripa quickly behind 0-2. At this point, you just got to find a way to put this in play. Got to make sure that run can score from third, and quickly the infield is going to come in for the Outlaws with 2 strikes.
I do love this communication by Isaiah Murillo. 2 strikes. You're just trying to get that run in. And Zamaripa just looks a little late on his takes. You can see that sometimes with hitters. Like, even if they're not swinging, they're still They're getting back in that low just a little late to catch up to that fastball.
Goes fastball again and fouls it off. So 3 straight fastballs for Zamarripa, as you were saying. See if maybe he tries to blow another one by him, or maybe tries to break off an off speed here. But yeah, be careful. You don't want that ball to get past the catcher and allow that run to score. The next 0-2 swung on him, missed, blew the fastball by him. That's the 5th strikeout already for Brock Berry.
And even though he fouled that last pitch off, he was still late on it. So I like just elevating once again, making it even harder to get to that fastball.
Now the Pioneers gonna need Lyric Sepulveda to pick him up. Gonna need a hit or a mistake from the Outlaws to score that run from third. Sepulveda in the left-handed batter's box awaits the first pitch from Berry. First pitch swinging on the ground towards third. It's a slow roller. It's played by Lee. Throw over to first is in the dirt. Gets past the glove of Lee Jones. Sepulveda takes a turn and goes to second. And the Pioneers will be the first one on the board tonight. That throw gets into the outfield as well, but good job over there to keep it in front of him is, I believe, Grady Manuel. And the Pioneers get on the board first. They lead 1-0. Now it's going to be Michael Fisher, the next one due up. Making his second official start as a hitter. Sepulveda leads off second base as he blows the fastball by him, and Fisher starts behind 0-1. Fisher in his first game as a hitter went 1 for 4 with that grand slam. Did strike out a couple of times. Oh, 0-1 can't catch up to the fastball. And quickly it is 0-2.
And he just looks a little bit uncomfortable there. We saw that against Reisig as well. He just looked a little bit out of timing. You definitely see that there with the fastball. Gotta imagine he's probably going to attack him again with it here.
0-2 fastball swung on and missed for out number 3. So a run does score for the Pioneers, but it's going to be unearned on that error. I believe either from Lee or Lee Jones. But either way, the Pioneers take the early 1-0 lead. But Brock Berry, 6 outs, 6 strikeouts so far in the first 2. You're listening to KNDB or watching on the Front Range League Network.
Today we have several contestants racing Hiram, our Highland mascot. The contestants are going to start at first base and Hiram's going to start at second and then racing to third. Are y'all ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, looks like we have a winner. Let's give all of our contestants a round of applause. Back to you, Will.
All right, thank you, guys. Congratulations to our winners. I'd like to thank Pepsi for your continued support of the Pioneers. Dedication to visit the concession stand to get your Pepsi products while you watch your Pirates play.
As much as I can hold, I'm gone away.
Just throw it to his arm. We head to the third inning here at Oregon Trail Park. Caden Ferguson now pitching with a lead. He's given up a hit in each of his first 2 innings, but has stranded a run at third as well. Talked about it in the pregame show. He did so well stranding runners last season for the Pioneers, and so far in this one, he's done a good job as well.
It will be a good test here. We'll see if Grady Manuel there in the 9 spot can turn that order over, try and get on base, start the inning well.
It'll be 9-hole Grady Manuel, then the top of the lineup. Braden Basie, who got 1 of the 2 hits against him, was stranded at third in the first inning. Manuel this year starting off a little slow with the bat, 2 for 17, no walks, 10 strikeouts. But he has been excellent in the field at shortstop. No errors so far this season. We saw in that last inning on that throw that was coming in from the pass ball over at first. He did a good job at backing up the play and making sure that Sepulveda didn't get any further as the first pitch to Manuel misses inside the zone for strike one. Mentioned he's 2 hits on the season. Both of them are doubles. 0-1, pulled the string on him. Way out in front of it is Manuel, and quickly Ferguson out in front of him 0-2.
Manuel from Floresville, Texas. He is a Spurs fan. He's been in a bit of a tough spot right now.
The 0-2 just stays a bit high. Count 2-1, or 1-2 rather. It's a tough one. And blow a 29-point lead like that. The 1-2 pitch, fastball stays high as well. Count evened up at 2-2. Ferguson works from the wind. Here's the 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Can't get a chase on any of those 3 pitches, so from 0-2 to 3-2, I'll try to find a way to get this first batter because you really don't want to allow that first runner to reach in front of the top of the lineup for the Outlaws.
I really like this from the 9-hole Manuel, just being a tough out, not going down easy.
Payoff pitch, softly to second. Harvey will find his way under it, snag it for out number 1. So a big out for Ferguson to get Manuel. And with 1 away, it's top of the lineup. Braden Basie due up. He singled his first time up, stole a bag, got to third on the throwdown from Zamaripa where no one was covering, but was stranded over at first after the double play from Lee Jones.
See if Basie can put together a good veteran at bat here.
First pitch, changeup, just finds the inside corner. Ferguson starts out in front of him 0-1. It's now a first pitch strike on the last 4 batters that Ferguson has faced. 0-1, that's a line up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. It's an infield single for the first time for Basie. That time a clean cut single. Third hit of the game for the Outlaws. Second of the night for Basie. With 1 away, it'll bring in Tegan Maloney. We'll see if Basie, who now has 8 stolen bases in the season, is going to test that arm of Zamaripa again.
Basie, another great approach, just hitting it hard back up the middle, setting the table for this top of the order that has a little bit of pop in it.
Basie takes off real quickly. First pitch is in there for a strike. Throws to the left side of the second base bag. Good snag by Brumbaugh to keep in front of him, but Basie, who didn't even have his sliding glove on yet, was immediately taking off the moment Ferguson moved.
You got to wonder at that point if they have a little bit of a read on his timing as a pitcher.
Ferguson sets, looks back at second a couple of times. Now a third time. Basie has a big lead, takes off again, pitches in the dirt. Count evens at 1-1 as that's the 3rd stolen base of the game for Basie. And that was one where he was just getting a massive lead. You expect Ferguson, he's got to try to throw that back just to keep him honest.
Yeah, it can be tough sometimes. Again, like you said, new team communications. Often you get those signs from the shortstop or the second baseman, whoever's covering there. We often did where the glove was and how it was facing the pitcher. Got to imagine that they might be missing some of that communication with those new players coming in. And Basie has 9 and 10 stolen bases right there.
Ferguson winds and delivers. The 1-1 to Maloney finds the outside corner. Counts 1-2. So for the 3rd straight inning, if Ferguson wants to maintain the lead, he's going to have to strand a runner at 3rd. Second time that Basie's been at 3rd with less than 2 outs.
If you're Maloney here, you just got to find a way to score him any way you can.
The 1-2 can't get the chase on a pitch in the dirt, and the count evens at 2-2. Mentioned Maloney has been swinging an absolute hot bat to start in his 6th game of the season with a slugging over 1,000. 2-2. Just misses outside, and the count runs full. Kingston Lee due up next, who walked his first time up. Here's the payoff pitch. That one misses high and wide for ball 4.
And Zamaripa thought about throwing over to third base after that one. As a catcher, that can be a little infuriating, seeing guys get such a big lead. You don't really get a chance to even have a chance to throw them out when they're getting that good of a jump that Basie was getting.
So runners on the corners, just like the first inning. Ferguson was able to get the double play the last time this formation happened. Throw over to first. Nothing doing.
Be interesting to see if Maloney has that same read on Ferguson here and if he takes off early.
Ferguson sets, looks over at first, delivers to Lee. First pitch in the zone, 4 strike 1. Now the 6th straight batter that Ferguson has started out with the first pitch strike. Oh, 1 pitch is fouled and out of play, and quickly Kingston Lee behind 0-2.
If you're Kingston Lee, you just got to try and find a pitch to elevate here and send out to the outfield, try and get that sac fly at the very least.
Pioneers holding on to a 1-0 lead. Outlaws threatening for the 3rd straight inning to put up their first run of the game. Another throw over to first. Again, nothing really doing over there. Maloney not getting a huge lead.
Be interesting to see if Basie goes back to the dugout with a little bit of intel on Ferguson's timing. It seemed like he had it down to a science over there.
Maloney does take off. That pitch misses and gets past Zamaripa. So Maloney will get to second easily, and Basie's going to get home on the wild pitch.
That's about how they won the game last night. They're right back to it.
Count now moves to 1-2. And now the go-ahead run for the Outlaws is at second base with just 1 away. Kingston Lee still at the plate. Ferguson comes set. And delivers the 1-2 pitch. It misses low and gets past Zamaripa again. Last couple of pitches has been uncharacteristically out of place for Ferguson. Now the go-ahead run stands just 90 feet away with just 1 out in the inning.
The infield still playing back, which I find a little bit interesting here. Although they're creeping in a little bit now.
That one softly out to center. Everyone converging on it. It's going to drop in the middle of everybody, and another run will score. Lee knocks the runner in and gives the Outlaws their 2-1 lead here in the top of the 3rd. And he continues to Lee Jones.
It's just taking advantage of those compound mistakes. The wild pitches gets a runner over to third. The walk is how Maloney got onto first base, and then it's just a bloop single scores the run there.
First pitch to Jones finds the outside corner, 4 strike 1. Jones grounded into that double play his first time up, and Ferguson would love another one of those. The 0-1 swings at that one and comes up empty, and Lee Jones once again behind 0-2. Ferguson hasn't had a problem of getting batters to 2 strikes. It's just been finding a put-away pitch. Throw over to first, got him leaning, but can't get the tag down in time. Lee was late back to first. Ferguson sets. Another throw over.
Seems like Kingston Lee is raring to go over there once he delivers this 0-2 to Lee Jones.
He does take off. That one lifted to right center field, sending Solis back. Still going back. It's off the wall, and Solis will throw it in. They're going to wave Lee home. Throw is not going to come to the plate, and the Outlaws add another run on the Lee Jones double, his 5th double of the season.
And his third in just the last 2 games, and he finally gets an RBI for one.
Once again, another batter at 0-2 finds their way on base.
And that one was just a mistake right over the heart of the plate, and Lee Jones did not miss it.
Yeah, and again, an 0-2 count there. Just can't leave a ball over the heart of the plate like that, especially to a dangerous hitter like Lee Jones. Now inning continues to face Isaiah Murillo, still just 1 away here in the top of the third. First pitch misses outside for ball 1.
Like I said, those compound errors, not all of them are necessarily throwing errors or fielding errors. It's leaving a pitch where you're up 0-2 over the heart of the plate, walking a guy, letting a pitch get past you if you're the catcher.
1-0 finds the zone. The count evens at 1-1. Time called. We'll take a break here. 3 runs in the top of the third for the Outlaws. They lead 3-1 on the West Coast scoreboard. Ferguson sets and delivers the 1-1. That one misses high. 3 hits and a walk. A couple of wild pitches as well has kind of been the killer so far in this inning. Two 2-1 misses high, and the count moves to 3-1 on the second baseman, Murillo. Onnested awaiting on deck.
Murillo's been swinging a hot bat. See what he can do here with 1 out.
3-1 fastball blew it by him. Can't catch up, and the count runs full.
Ferguson able to do that by layering that off speed that he was trying to clip that outside corner with, and then just says, okay, I got to throw a fastball here in a 3-ball count, and blows it by him.
That fastball blew it by him again. Back-to-back fastballs to get his second strikeout of the game, the second out of the inning. With 2 away, it brings up Onnested. He tries to keep this third inning alive for the Outlaws, who've already put up 3 runs here. Onnested singled his first time up, advanced a second on a wild pitch, and stole third, but was stranded at third back in the second.
Well, we've seen this a couple times with the Pioneers. They tend to play with fire sometimes with stranding runners, and that can come back to bite you at some point.
First pitch finds the outside corner for strike 1. Ferguson working from the stretch comes set and delivers the 0-1. Throws the slider but misses outside, and the count evens at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Onnested. Swing and a miss. Count moves to 1-2 after he missed that fastball. Onnested did.
You're Onnested, you want to try and put together a team AB here, try and put together a productive at bat and continue this inning.
1-2 pitch misses outside. Tried to throw the slider, but that one was not a competitive pitch on that 1-2. Now it's 2-2.
When I say team AB, I'm talking about putting together a selfless at bat, just finding a way on base any way you can.
2-2 swung on and missed. Half-hearted swing there from Onnested. Back-to-back strikeouts will strand that runner at second, but not before the Outlaws add 3 and take a 3-1 lead here on the West Coast scoreboard. Head to the bottom of the third here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network. So we head to the bottom of the third inning here at Oregon Trail Park. Outlaws lead now 3-1. First lead of the game for Brock Berry in this one. And want to let you know tonight's broadcast brought to you by The Dugout. The Dugout invites you to come check out their newest recreational option in Scottsbluff, and you can register online at info@thedugoutsb.com. Once again, that's info@thedugoutsb.com. As I was saying, Brock Berry working with his first lead of the game so far in his first two innings of work. He's recorded 6 outs. All 6 of them have been strikeouts. Did allow an unearned run that last time after that ball got past Lee Jones over at first.
Well, he did tell one of our fellow interns, Mallory, that he was going to get 21 outs all on the strikeout. So maybe he was being a little bit more serious than we thought he was being. The Nebraska native, Brock Berry. I've had a chance to talk with him a couple times. He's been my bus buddy twice now as we've made that journey over to Colorado to face the Wranglers.
And now in his last 6 innings against the Pioneers, he struck out 14 batters. Now he will be the top of the lineup. Jacob Solis to lead it off, followed by Mike Manum and Marquez Smith. Berry comes set, as always, pitching from the stretch. First pitch misses wide for ball 1. It's been 4 strikeouts via swinging, 2 via looking. Solis, one of those who went down swinging back in the first. 1-0 fastball, big swing, but can't get to it. The count evens at 1-1.
That fastball's got a lot of life on it right now. I got to imagine that's probably mid to upper 8s. It's going to seem even harder when you're mixing in that off speed, especially for strikes.
1-1 slider finds the outside corner. Solis checked to swing, didn't matter. It was called strike 2, and the count moves to 1-2. Now he's got a battle. The 1-2 pitch, fastball stays high. See what he plays off of that high fastball. Count at 2-2 to the center fielder for the Pioneers. That one lifted out to left center. Onnested over towards it, diving for it. It gets past him. It's going to be cut off by Barrio. Solis trying to turn it into a double. Throw is going to come in, not in time. And another leadoff double. Puts a runner at scoring position to lead off the inning for the Pioneers. They try to respond to that 3-run top of the third from the Outlaws.
That was just a hanging breaker over the heart of the plate. That's the last thing Berry wants to do there with the 2-2 count. Just got too much of the plate.
And now it's Mike Manum. He went down looking his first time up. Again, first look in a Pioneers uniform for Manum. First time he gets to see Berry this season. Comes set, delivers the first pitch, swinging. Can't get to it, though, and he starts behind 0-1. Manum, the senior out of Fergus Falls, Minnesota. 0-for-1 on the day with a strikeout looking. Oh, 1 pitch, lifted to right field. Maloney coming in on it, still coming in. It's going to drop in front of him. Solis is going to be held at third as the throw comes to the plate. Gets by the catcher. Now Solis is coming to the plate, and he's going to score. And just an unforced error from the Outlaws as Manum also gets to second.
We know Maloney has that arm out in right field, and if you're the catcher, that is your one job in that scenario, is not to let the ball get by you. You see that on both sides. I understand those are scored as wild pitches, but as a catcher, you have to do everything you can with a runner on third to not let that run score.
And now it's Man Smith standing in the right-handed batter's box, who singled in his first at-bat as a Pioneer. First pitch fastball misses outside for ball 1. So once again, defense behind Barry not helping him out.
I believe both of those runs are unearned on Barry as of right now.
One-zero pitch swung on and missed. Just fooled on an off-speed low and away, and the count evens at 1-1.
That one was just running away from him.
One pitch fouled off. Went with the front door breaker on that one. See what Smith can do here behind 1-2. He's behind 1-2. He worked a full count in his last at bat before poking a single to center field. 1-2 delivery to the first baseman. Front door breaker again, but doesn't get the swing or the call, and the count evens at 2-2. Pioneers now just trail by 1. The tying run, it stands at second base here in the bottom of the third at Oregon Trail Park.
We should have known it's an Outlaws Pioneers game. They're going to go back and forth.
2-2 pitch fastball misses low, and the count runs full. Full count. See what Barry wants to go with here. Smith hasn't had a good read on that off-speed pitch so far. We'll see if he tries to go back with that or tries to build a fastball by him. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Can't get to it.
7 outs, 7 strikeouts. We'll see how long that will continue for.
Now with 1 out, it's Deshaun Harvey. He's faced Barry 3 times this season. He's singled and struck out twice, which kind of just feels like what Barry decides he wants to do against the Pioneers. Mandam leads off second. First pitch to Harvey. Swung on and missed. Can't catch up to it. Starts behind 0-1.
It's those first pitch strikes. Pitching coach AC says that he wants his pitchers to live around 75%.
Harvey squares on a bunt, puts it down, but in foul territory. So quickly he's behind 0-2.
And I'm not sure what he saw there. I guess he saw Kingston Lee playing back a little bit, but runner on second, moving it over to third doesn't do you much good, especially if you're sacrificing yourself in that situation.
Count 0-2 to the young kid from Cache, Oklahoma. Awaiting his first year of collegiate baseball with the Heston College Larks. Barry comes set and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Misses inside, gets by the catcher Banning. Manham trying to take third, and he will with no throw. And now that completely changes the approach for Harvey at the plate.
Winfield will cut it off here.
He said infield comes in, 1 away, 1-2 count, tying run just 90 feet away. 1-2 pitch fastball stays just low, and the count evens at 2-2. Barry looks in, agrees, and comes set. 2-2 pitch to Harvey. Tried to go backdoor, but just lost it, and the count runs full. Brumball waiting on deck, who doubled his first time up. Pioneers trail 3-2 on the West Coast scoreboard, but the tying run just 90 feet away. Barry comes set. And the payoff pitch. Misses low, gets past the catcher. Manham didn't get a good read on it, but Banning was just taking his time, and Manham will score. So wild pitches continue to play a huge role in this ballgame. And now it's Brumball, who bats with the runner at first and just one away. That the first walk of the game for Barry. Also his first walk against the Pioneers. And now 6 1/3 innings of work. Harvey is showing the ability to steal bags. He leads off first. First pitch to Brumball. Finds his own 4-strike-1. With that run on the wild pitch, the game is now tied at 3. Pioneers got the scoring start in the bottom of the second. 3 runs from the Outlaws in the top of the third. Pioneers have scored 2 here in the bottom half. Throw to first, nothing doing. Go-ahead run stands at first with Deshaun Harvey. Bottom of the third of the 7-inning ball game. 0-1. Off-speed pitch that misses outside, and the count evens at 1-1.
Should be interesting to see if they test the young Luke Banning's arm back there. Harvey already has some stolen bases on the year for the Pioneers.
Big jump from Harvey, but he doesn't go anywhere as that pitch finds the outside part of the plate, and the count moves to 1-2. Another throw over to first. Harvey a little bit further off the bag, but still able to get back in time. Count still 1-2 to the 2026 recruit for Coalinga College. That fastball misses outside. Count now 2-2. It's 57 pitches so far in this first 3 innings for Barry. 2-2. That one's lifted to right, but out of play, and we'll do it again.
That is the problem with being a heavy strikeout pitcher. You often get into deep counts. In that situation, you often see 5, 6 pitch at bats, and those will add up.
Barry looks in, comes set, gives a couple of checks over to Harvey at first. And delivers 2-2 pitch. Harvey does take off, swung on and missed. Throwdown is on the money and in time. A perfect throw to complete the strike him out, throw him out. The 8th strikeout of the game, but it won't be 9 for 9 as he gets the out on the caught stealing of Deshaun Harvey. But the Pioneers add 2 to tie the game up at 3. Head to the 4th here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network. Through 3 here at Oregon Trail Park, all knotted up at 3 on the West Coast scoreboard. I'm Lucas Macklin, joined by my partner, Bob Parsons. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Russell's Automotive, your family-owned go-to for all your quality automotive repair needs. It's also brought to you by Hersted Monument Company, serving the Valley for over 100 years. So we've been saying it these last couple of weeks. Both these teams seem to play each other really well. It seems to always be back and forth. One team punch, the other team always seems to counter punch, and no different here in this ball game.
Yeah, and you got to imagine these Outlaws are going to want to strike back It's going to be Jaden Barrio, who leads the team in RBIs. He'll have to set the table here, however. It's going to be 7, 8, and 9.
Ferguson in that last inning gave up 3 hits, walked a batter, but struck out the last 2 he saw to stem the bleeding. He's back out there for another inning of work. Again, a guy you would love to try to go as deep as he can. As you said, he's facing 7, 8, 9. Barrio struck out swinging the first time he faced him. Banning grounded out to short. And then Grady Manuel popped out to second. Ferguson starts this inning with 64 pitches on the game. He winds and delivers the first pitch to Barrio, which finds the outside corner for strike 1. Next pitch from Ferguson. That one misses in the dirt. The count evens at 1-1. Seen a lot of pitches so far in this game get past the catchers on both sides. They've played a huge role so far in these first 3 innings. 2-1 on the ground towards second. Harvey will play it, throw to first in time, and there's quickly 1 away.
And that does look a little bit unconventional, having to turn to his side to throw it, but it does not matter.
He's been tested so far in this game, and he has not failed so far over at second, has Harvey. With 1 away, it's Luke Banning, grounded out to short his first time up.
The baseball gods tend to do that to you. They throw you in a little bit of a weird spot. The ball will always find you.
First pitch swinging for Banning. Swings through that one, and he starts behind 0-1. A little bit of a rough inning defensively for him in that last one. Did get the caught stealing to end the inning, though, as that pitch misses outside, and the count evens at 1-1. That being said, it did ruin the 21 outs, 21 strikeouts for Brock Berry.
I guess we'll just have to do 20 strikeouts, 21 outs.
That one stays just high. Count moves to 2-1. 2-1. That one's hit out well out to left. Manum and Solis running over towards it in left center, still going, and it's going to land off the wall. Solis is going to play it, and he's going to throw it into Brumball. Banning going to try for third. Throw's going to come in. King gets it, and the tag is applied, and he is out at third. A double from Banning, trying to turn it into 3, and he's thrown out by quite a margin on that one.
Not sure if that was a Zach McCoy send or Luke Banning doing that himself. That will be an extra base hit for him in the scorebook, however.
Now it's Manuel who hits that one out to left. Manum coming in on it, and he's going to get under it in time for out number 3. Bit of an unconventional 1-2-3 inning, but a quick inning nonetheless for Ferguson. And the Outlaws go quietly in the 4th. We'll head to the bottom half of this inning after a short break here in KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the
Talked about it a little bit. New catcher there behind the plate is Zach Turk. He will enter for Banning, who, again, had a little bit of a rough defensive third inning and then was just thrown out at third on a play that wasn't particularly close.
Yeah, and that's tough. Banning is a young catcher. There were a couple where it did look like he was being a little bit slow back there. And there were a couple inexcusable mistakes back there, especially Maloney's throw in that got by him that caused a run to score.
Barry out there for his fourth inning of work. He's thrown 59 pitches. He's struck out 8 of his 9 outs. He's walked just one batter. Even though 3 runs have scored, only one of them has been earned so far. And even then, as we talked about, a couple of those wild pitches you really want your catcher to be able to stop for you. Could have been really no earned runs for him. But game is still tied here in the bottom of the fourth. And it's C.J. King to lead it off here in the fourth inning. He struck out looking his first time up. First pitch, backdoor breaker, doesn't quite break enough, and the count moves to 1-0.
I'm surprised we haven't talked about it yet. The Pioneers have new pants.
Oh, they do. They got new pants. Counts 1-0. That one does find the zone at the knees, and the count evens up at 1-1. A little bit of a production stall at the beginning of the season.
As that might happen in today's world as things are flying all across the world.
1-1 pitch. Tried to go backdoor breaker, but again, just can't quite find the release point. The count's 2-1.
It is a warm one out there. You got to imagine fatigue might start to set in here for Barry.
Now over 60 pitches in this one. That one's fouled off by King. So Barry gets it back even to 2-2. But hasn't really been able to locate the off-speed pitch so far in this at-bat. We'll see if he can try to find it here. Tries to use the fastball again. Barry comes set on the mound, delivers the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Can't catch up to it. Strikeout number 9 here just in the fourth inning. With one out, it's Ray Zamaripa.
I could be wrong, but I believe that is the single game record so far this summer for a pitcher here in the Front Range League.
He just broke his own record. Now, it's not fair. Reisig only had 7 through 3. He could have competed for that, but unfortunately that game got rained out. First pitch is Zamaripa. He goes for that fastball, but fouls it off. He starts behind 0-1. See, now if Reisig restarts that game, he starts with 7 strikeouts already. Does that really count if he gets 3 more and surpasses Barry's number?
Depends on how many he gets.
The 0-1 misses low, and the count evens at 1-1.
If it's an impressive number in the second appearance and it seems like he keeps that same energy and momentum, I might consider it the same. Although Brock and Carter are 2 pretty good friends, so I imagine they'll be talking about that.
The 1-1 called a strike on the outside corner, and the count moves to 1-2. Zamaripa wasn't a fan of that call. The 1-2 pitch. Throws the slider, but another one that gets away from him. The count moves to 2-2. Feels like this inning so far just hasn't really had as good of control on that off-speed pitch as he had so far in that first 3 innings. But so far, the fastball's still been good enough to get outs and get strikes. Two-two pitch goes off speed, but can't get the swing on a pitch that missed below the zone. The count runs full.
God, imagine he's probably going to go top shelf with the fastball here.
Barry agrees, comes set, delivers the payoff pitch. That one on the ground towards short. Slow roller towards Manuel, who charges it. Throw to first in the dirt. Jones able to glove it. And there are 2 away.
And it did sound like Zamaripa might need a new bat his next at-bat.
So Zamaripa might have thought he came off the bag And he will get the field umpire to talk with the home plate umpire to see if maybe he saw him come off the bag. Didn't look like the home umpire saw anything else, and he will confirm, or at least agree with the call. So much dust over there at first, I don't know if the home plate umpire even be able to see it if he did come off the bag. With 2 outs, the inning moves on to Illyric Sepulveda. 0 for 1, but reached on the error on the ball that Lee Jones couldn't glove over at first. First pitch swinging, fouls it off.
Looks like we got a little bit of action over there in that Outlaws bullpen. We know Brock Berry's pitch count is getting up there, although he's still been able to be successful. Looks like it's going to be Marcel Alexander coming out of the pen for the Outlaws.
0-1. He just swung on and missed. Maybe miscommunication there between Turk and Berry, or maybe he did make contact. Tough to tell. Either way, count is 0-2 to the Pioneers right fielder. One of the 3 2026 Coalinga College recruits playing in this game. 0-2 pitch, fastball again, fouled off. Just seemed if he could blow by that fastball, Sepulveda able to catch up and stay alive.
Although he was a little bit behind, I wouldn't be surprised if he just tries to elevate it a little bit more there or try and go with the off speed, get him off timing.
Next 0-2. Threw a changeup in the dirt. Couldn't get the swing, and the count moves to 1-2. Sepulveda, the 2026 recruit out of Menifee, California. Trying to get off to a hot start here for the Pioneers. 1-2 pitch, soft loop, liner into left. That's going to get down in front of Honested for a 2-out single. And the inning will extend to the 9-hole hitter, Michael Fisher.
And credit to Sepulveda on that one. Just able to muscle that just enough. He was still late on that fastball, but not late enough. He's able to muscle it out there.
So Fisher, who has shown he can hit from both sides, will hit from the right-handed batter's box this time. Did this in Fort Morgan. His first at-bat hit from the left side, second at-bat hit from the right side. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Fisher now 1 for 5 on the season as a hitter. He's been struck out 3 times. Does have a home run, though. 1-0 pitch. Broke off the off speed. Fisher couldn't hold up, and the count evens at 1-1. Sepulveda leads off first base. Berry comes set and delivers the 1-1 pitch. Tries to throw the front door breaker. Doesn't get the swing. Doesn't get the mark. Count moves to 2-1. Top of the lineup is looming on deck in the form of Jacob Solis, who doubled his last time up. (2-1) can't quite catch the outside corner. And now Fisher with a 3-1 count.
Can imagine Brock might be emptying the tank here with the top of the lineup looming, trying to get this final out here.
3-1 pitch on the ground towards second. Murillo will play it. Short toss in time at second. And that will do it for the Pioneers in the 4th. Get a hit, but strand the runner. We stay knotted up at 3 as we head to the 5th here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
All right, so today we have Stone and Tucker here to race. We're going to start right here and then eventually run down to the players holding the bat. And then they're going to put their forehead on the bat, spin around 10 times, and then run back to me.
4 of the 7-inning affair at Oregon Trail Park, all knotted up at 3, a very close back-and-forth ball game. That tonight is sponsored by Floyd's Truck Center, your commercial farm and feed truck center, representing Freightliner, Western Star, and Harsh, 322 South Beltline Highway East in Scottsbluff. Also brought to you by Ryan's Welding, selling PJ Texas trailers in a wide variety of sizes, as well as offering a full-service welding shop. Good to see both those pitchers rebound after giving up 3 runs in those middle frames there. We'll see if Ferguson can do the same, but he's got the top of the lineup looming, who did some damage against him last time up.
It'll be interesting to see what the top of the lineup can do. Also, they were able to get really good reads on him on the base pass as well, including the man in the box right now.
Braden Basie due up. He's 2 for 2, a couple of singles. First pitch checked his swing, but made contact anyway. Fouled off behind the plate, and he starts behind 0-1. First hit was a infield single. Second one was up the middle. Mentioned that they got some good reads, but he started checking over a lot more about midway through that 3rd inning. 0-1 off speed, fouled off, and quickly, Basie behind 0-2. But again, what's important is Ferguson trying to find that put away pitch. Seemed to find it at the end of the 3rd. Did good at getting some weak contact outside of Luke Banding, who was thrown out at 3rd in the 4th. Ferguson winds and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Caught him looking on an off-speed pitch that just nipped the top of the zone. His 4th strikeout of the game for Ferguson, and there's 1 away.
It'll be interesting to see how comfortable these middle-of-the-order bats look against Ferguson. The first time through, they didn't look that comfortable. Second time through, looked a little bit more comfortable.
That's Tegan Maloney. First pitch to him misses high for ball 1. Maloney's 0 for 1, a fly out to left field, and then he walked and eventually scored on the Kingston Lee single. 1-0 backdoor breaker finds its mark, and the count evens at 1-1.
We got another close one here, just 7 innings, so just 3 more innings left in this one, and it's still knotted up.
1-1. Changeup finds the outside corner. So once again, he's got another batter at 2 strikes. One-two pitch misses, and the count evens at 2-2. That pitch also misses, and the count runs full. Three-two hit well to center. And it's going to be Brumball who jumps and makes the jumping grab. Takes a hit away from Maloney, and there are 2 away.
And that's a great play up the middle, and that's going to build confidence for Ferguson to attack these hitters.
Kingston Lee due up, 2 away. Ferguson has thrown first pitch strikes to 9 of his last 11 batters. Doesn't continue there, though, as that pitch misses outside for ball 1.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Well, I only brought it up because he threw a first pitch ball to Maloney as well, so it's back-to-back after he was 9 for 10. 1-0 pitch finds the outside corner. The count evens at 1-1. He's done a good job, especially since that first inning, just not really getting behind many batters in deep counts. 1-1 in the dirt. You see right there on a pitch from Maloney, who looked good, but he just got a little bit off the end of the bat, and it flared up enough for Brumball to make the grab. Got to try for weak contact here. 2-1, fastball, can't get to it, up and above the zone. The count evens at 2-2. Lee's reached both times, once on a walk, once on an RBI single. And then he came around to score on the Lee Jones doubles. That pitch is called strike 3. Ferguson is feeling it these last couple innings. His 5th strikeout of the game. And still stay tied at 3 on the West Coast scoreboard. Pioneers will come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning with their top of the lineup due up here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network. back-to-back scoreless frames for Ferguson. And now Brock Berry will be back out there for the 5th to try to match that as well. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Viero Wireless, Hometown Roots, Global Reach, Viero Wireless, Scottsbluff. Also brought to you by Independent Plumbing and Heating, Inc. They've been servicing the Western Nebraska Panhandle since 1933. So we saw Ferguson work well against the top of the lineup. Now Brock Berry has to do the same, his 3rd time to the lineup.
Yeah, and he's looking to add to that strikeout total tonight. He started off 7 for 7.
And then got the strike him out throw. It was technically 8 for 8, and then got the caught stealing. But he'll face Solis, who he struck out his first time up, but Solis did double his last time and eventually came around to score after that throwing error from, or I should say fielding error from Luke Banning behind the plate. First pitch, lifted to right field. In foul territory, Lee Jones trying to run it down, but it's going to fall out of play. Solis will start behind 0-1. Solis with his 3rd double of the season. He's had 6 hits. 5 of them have been extra base hits.
And Brock just left that pitch that he hit for a double just 2 over the heart of the plate.
0-1 pitch. Pulled the string on him. Solis missed a pitch below the zone, and he's quickly behind 0-2 and is going to have to battle here.
When you're ahead 0-2 here, I know Barry doesn't have a lot of pitches to give, but you want to try and not be in the zone on this one.
Throws the 0-2 pitch outside. Just pulled the pitch a little bit too much. Solis easily able to hold off on that one. Counts now 1-2. Solis, the junior out of Tucson, Arizona. Waiting the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Gets a little bit far away from Turk, but he's able to glove it. Throw to first in time. 10th strikeout of the game for Barry. Is the first out of the 5th.
Yeah, it's been quite a pitching duel for Front Range League standards here.
Mike Manham, the next one due up. First pitch swinging, popped up, right side, but out of play. Starts behind 0-1.
I've not looked into it, but I don't think I've seen a game with combined less than 10 runs. Maybe that one matchup.
Pioneers had a couple in their 2nd and 3rd game. They beat the Outlaws 6-1 and then beat the Wranglers 6-3. 0-1 pitch, front door breaker finds his zone. And quickly Manham behind 0-2. He singled his last time up, eventually scored on the wild pitch with Deshaun Harvey at the plate when Harvey walked.
Rarely have we seen both starting pitches beat on like they are on right now, however.
0-2 pitch, fouled off. And again, really, it's been the defense that's really let down Barry. Pioneers still without an RBI in this game. Manham steps in with an 0-2 count, 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th, all knotted up at 3. Swung on and missed, can't get to it. The 11th strikeout of the game for Barry. There are 2 quick outs here in the 5th as Smith tries to keep this inning alive. He had a 2-out single back in the 1st and struck out swinging his last time up.
You got to go for a dozen here. I understand that it's a close game, but we're here to have fun in the Front Range League. You got to go for 12 strikeouts if you have the opportunity to here.
First pitch swinging, can't get to the fastball. Starts behind 0-1.
I didn't know that he was necessarily going to come back out this inning. Marcel Alexander is definitely warming up now in that bullpen, so you got to imagine he's probably just going to empty the tank here.
Barry comes set and delivers the 90th pitch of his performance. That one misses outside and the count evens. Smith has worked a full count in each of his first 2 at-bats. One resulted in a single, the other one resulted in a strikeout swinging. One breaker, can't get to it. Counts 1-2. That one maybe caught a little bit too much of the plate, but Smith wasn't able to get to it.
And you might expect an expletive fastball right here at the top of the zone, just emptying that tank completely if you're Barry.
1-2 pitch, swung on and missed through the fastball wide of the zone. Takes out the side, and he gets that baker's dozen of strikeouts. And we're still knotted up at 3 as we head to the 6th of the 7-game affair on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network. We can officially say it, a bona fide pitcher's duel. Knotted up at 3. Ferguson gave up those 3 runs in the 3rd, and since then he has been electric. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. He will face Lee Jones, Isaiah Murillo, and Seth Onnested as we're still knotted up at 3 on the West Coast scoreboard. It's Ferguson back out there for his 6th inning of work. Tonight's ballgame brought to you by Team Chevrolet, Team Auto Center, home with a lifetime warranty on every new vehicle from Team Auto.
It is not going to be an easy job here for Ferguson, as it'll be Lee Jones, Isaiah Murillo, and Seth Onnested, who have all 3 either been swinging a hot bat or own the Outlaws, own the Pioneers, or both.
Jones in this game, a double and a ground into a double play. That last time up, as you mentioned, looked very comfortable at the plate. Got a pitch he liked and laced it into right center field. Ferguson enters with 83 pitches so far in the game. He winds and delivers the first pitch to the first baseman. A changeup that catches the outside part of the plate to start off the at-bat. Jones now 3 for 6 over his last 2 games. All 3 of those hits have been doubles. 0-1 pitch. Pulled the string on him. He wanted to do damage with that one. And if he had made contact, that thing might have gone 500 feet, but instead, it's strike number 2. Jones, the team leader in slugging of players who have played more than 6 games.
He's now also tied that team lead in RBIs with that RBI double his last time up.
The change up there, but didn't get the swing on that pitch in the dirt, and the count moves to 1-2. Jones has started each one of his at-bats behind 0-2. Didn't matter in his last time up. We'll see what he does here. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Couldn't get to that pitch up and above the zone. Now 6 Ks for Ferguson. And they're 1 away. It's right in line with what Ferguson did last year. He struck out 30 batters in 31 and 2/3 innings. He's got 6 strikeouts and 5 1/3. Now he faces Isaiah Murillo, who so far 0 for 2. Talk about a guy who's probably due in this ball game. That one's on the ground towards short. Brumball plays it. Throw to first in the dirt. Snagged by man over at first, and there are 2 away. I was about to say Brumball has looked very comfortable in the field, a field that's given a lot of infielders trouble. And throw a little bit low, but a great scoop by man to keep that runner off base. Also a little bit of a snow cone there. And now it's Seth Onnested. Quickly, they're 2 away in the inning, but Onnested with the power. That one over the glove of Deshaun Harvey into right field. Works quickly. Sepulveda plays it in, but a 2-out single will extend the inning to Jaden Barrio.
He's trying to regain that lead in RBIs.
I think we talked about a lot over his last couple of weeks. Outlaws not afraid to score 2 runs. They've started a lot of rallies with 2 outs, but a lot of that's been helped with some walks here and there. Ferguson walked a couple of batters, but none since the 3rd. Onnested leads off first, but gets back in time as that throw over from Ferguson. So we've been saying, obviously Ferguson hasn't had a runner on base the last couple of innings, but in that 3rd inning, he started throwing the ball over more. First pitch, front door breaker, doesn't quite catch the front door. Count moves to 1-0. Was a big jump over there from Onnested. Decided not to go.
Onnested, one of those guys that did have a good read on Ferguson.
Onnested, another big jump. That one lifted into right center field. That one, Sepulveda is going back. It's over his head, off the wall. It's over the wall. But it's going to stay in play. As Onnested rounding third, he's going to score.
And the brand new bat does its job. Jaden Barrio switched out his bat today. He's able to hit the RBI triple.
Hold up. We're going to wait a second because that one looked like it bounced over the fence and then bounced back in off of those signposts out and right. That's what Sepulveda was initially saying, but it bounced back in and he played it. That's what I initially saw. And that is going to have a huge ramification because if it did get out over that yellow line, runners will be at 2nd and 3rd and the game stays tied.
See, the issue is that he played it right after he threw his hands up.
In theory, that shouldn't matter because it went over the yellow line either way. But in the case like this, you only have 2 umpires, and maybe they didn't see that. You are correct. That does matter. So that's going to stay put, and that will give the lead back to the Outlaws on that triple from Jaden Barrio.
And he regains the RBI lead for the Outlaws.
And now it is Zach Turk, his first at-bat as the first pitch to him misses high for ball 1. Turk has done a great job of getting on base. He's walked a lot. 1-0 front door changeup finds the mark. And then inside part of the plate. Pioneers have to play from behind, but you want to keep it where it's at. Next pitch misses high. Count now 2-1.
Barrio would not be afraid to take home here if that ball gets anywhere outside of that dirt circle around home plate.
2-1 pitch. He did go, says the home plate umpire, and the count evens at 2-2. Barrio's got some speed. You think he might consider trying to steal home? 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, gets past Zamaripa. He's going to take home either way. Count runs full.
As a catcher, I understand it's a very thankless job. Takes a lot of work. But you got to put your body on the line there, and your pitcher's got to know that as well.
Count now full to the new catcher. Here's the payoff pitch. Misses high, ball 4, and Turk does what he does best. He walks again. And the inning continues to the 9-hole hitter, Grady Manuel.
If you're Manuel here, you want to try and turn that order over for Basie, who's been an on-base machine for these Outlaws.
Once again, this has all come with 2 outs in the inning. First pitch to Manuel. Misses outside, ball 1. It's now the 8th walk of the season for Zach Turk, who has 2 hits as well. Throw over to first base. A little bit of lucky there. Got stopped by the first base bag. After that couple of quick outs, it was a first pitch single from Onnested and then that triple. Got the first run home. A wild pitch allowed the second run to score. 1-0 is fouled off from Manuel, who's looking for his first of the game. He's 0 for 2.
And it's just letting those mistakes compound. Too many pitches over the plate with the likely fatigued Ferguson in his 6th inning of work here. Then that ball just gets by the catcher to allow the second run to score.
1-1 pitch. That one misses low. That was the third walk of the game for Ferguson. That pitch stays high, and quickly Manuel is up 3-1 in the count.
You gotta be ready to attack a mistake here if you're Manuel. You've already seen 2 hitters this inning do it in Onnested and Barrio. You gotta be ready to catch a barrel, though, if you do it.
3-1 pitch. Nips the outside corner, and the count runs full. Turk takes off, swung on and missed. Ferguson gets his 7th strikeout of the game. But the Outlaws add 2, and they take a 5-3 lead into the bottom of the 6th here on KNEB on the Front Range League Network. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Pioneers now playing from behind, but it's a new pitcher on the mound. It's Marcel Alexander. He'll come in with a 2-run lead. He tries to shut down these Pioneers bats that have been shut down for a majority of the day.
Yeah, and Marcel was the pitcher to close out that 12-11 game, the closest game between these two teams. He was awarded the save in that one. Just trying to give Brock Berry the win here.
Berry's night finishes 5 innings pitched. He allowed just 1 earned run, struck out 12 batters, walked just 1. Alexander making his 6th appearance of the season. He does have a save, as we mentioned, in that 12-11 game.
Marcel, when he has been in the strike zone, he's been very successful. But it's just been when he's been in the strike zone. He has had control issues at times here during his summer.
He will start off against the young Deshaun Harvey, who's 0 for 1 with a walk, his 8th walk of the season. Last time Harvey did face Alexander, Alexander was able to get him to strike out swinging with that runner at third and less than 2 outs. First pitch to Harvey, misses inside and it hit him. And as you were saying, when he stays in the zone, he's tough to hit, but he's struggling to stay inside the zone. So it's a leadoff base runner for Harvey. Looks like we're going to have a pinch run situation.
Gotta imagine that's for him to get warm down in the bullpen.
Looks like Harvey will probably be pitching as Man Smith will take his place. He also has some speed. We've seen it. We'll see if they want to try to test that arm, but you would love to try to get 2 runs in this inning to tie. First pitch to Brumball now misses outside for ball 1. Brumball 1 for 2. He doubled his first time up, eventually scored, and then struck out swinging his last time up. That one misses wide, so 3 pitches have missed arm side so far for Alexander. The count is 2-0. You can see Tolar right now telling his team, small zone, make him throw you strike. 2-0 pitch, gets the changeup in there and gets him swinging. Count now 2-1.
Marcel out of Everett, Washington, just 30 minutes north of Seattle.
Time called real quick. As you said, it's 12 walks and 7 1/3 innings so far. It's his 4th hit batter, Harvey was. Two 1 pitch. That one misses high and wide again. Arm side miss once again. Feels like he just can't locate that fastball right now.
You just got to change your target at this point. If it's a consistent miss in a consistent spot or consistent movement in a consistent area, you just got to move your target to where you're throwing to.
3-1 pitch. Finds a zone. Gets Brumball swinging as he fouls that one off. Now count runs full.
As a former catcher, you did have to do that at times. Guys missing outside a lot. Start move a little bit inside. Move that target for him.
It's Man leading off first. Still no one out here in the 6th. The payoff pitch misses wide to ball 4. So 2 free passes to start the inning. That's the last thing you wanted to see is now Turk will go out there and talk with his pitcher. So will Coach AC.
Yeah, like you said, the last thing you wanted, you're trying to protect a lead here. And in these small ballparks that we play in the Front Range League, Coach AC talked about it. You want to try and limit the amount of base runners you put on by your own doing, because these parks are known to not hold fly balls very well.
While we have a moment, we'll let you know tonight's broadcast brought to you by Intralinks, supporting computer systems in the Panhandle for over 20 years. We can review your systems and expenses to help your bottom line. With the team at Intralinks, technology isn't an obstacle, it's an opportunity. Call Intralinks for a free 1-hour consultation. So they talk on the mound, unless you also let you know that tonight's broadcast brought to you by Quick Care Medical Services in Scottsbluff. Contact them for all your life's little emergencies. You have a choice when it comes to your health care, and at Quick Care, we are here to help. A walk-in clinic, here to help.
Looks like somebody's getting warm down in that Outlaws bullpen as well here.
Now it's CJ King, 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts for him. He'd love to turn his day around. He squares on the bunt. First pitch on the ground, right back to Alexander. Only play to first, he can't glove it, and everybody's safe. Just tried to make the play before he had the ball. And the bat of CJ King strikes on a bunt once again. Now the base is loaded. No one out for Ray Zamaripa, who'd love an opportunity to turn his day around. Tying run is at second in the form of Brumball. Go-ahead run at first in the form of CJ King. First pitch to Zamaripa. Misses just outside for ball 1. One 0 pitch on the ground towards third. Lee's gonna play it, but it does end up knocking foul, and the count evens at 1-1.
That's what you're going to need here. You're going to need a little bit of luck here to get out of this inning unscathed if you're Marcel Alexander.
Corners are in right now. 1-1 pitch. That misses low. Gets stopped by Turk, though. We've seen so many pitches get by the catcher. That's a fantastic play by the veteran catcher for the Outlaws. Count now 2-1 to the Pioneers catcher. Alexander winds and delivers. That one in the dirt. Another great stop from Turk. But nowhere to put him. The count's 3-1. And you got to imagine Zamaripa probably, if he's got the green light, it's got to be perfect. 3-1 pitch. Called strike 2. Zamaripa was about to walk down to first, but that one clipped the outside corner, and the count runs full. 5-3 here in the bottom of the 6th of a 7-inning affair. Here's the payoff pitch. That one fouled off. Zamaripa stays alive.
You almost might be able to get Brumbaugh over at second place on a timing play, although I don't believe they have one. Even if you just think about picking over there.
The next payoff delivery. Down on the line towards third. It's fair down the third base line. 1 run will score. A 2nd run will score. They're waving King to third. They're waving him home. Throw is going to come in. There's not going to be a play at the plate. And Zamaripa has cleared the bases, and he has flipped this game upside down. Pioneers get their first RBI in the game. How about their first 3 RBIs? Zamaripa, a huge double. Pioneers now take a 6-5 lead.
And that's what happens when you walk batters. 2 free passes to start the inning. That sets up the bunt. And then that double should just be a double in theory. Instead, it scores 3 runs.
Now Lyric Sepulveda steps in. Still no one out here in the 6th. First pitch misses high for ball 1. Alexander comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses inside. Now it's a 2-0 count.
And when you have the bases loaded like that, it causes the corners to have to come and play in. You think Kingston Lee might be able to make that play if he's not having to play in on the infield grass there.
A quick 3-0 count to the young Sepulveda out of California. He's reached both times, once on an error, once on a single. Alexander sets and delivers the 3-0 pitch. That one misses high, ball 4. Third free pass of the inning for Alexander.
And unfortunately for Brock Berry, that 3-run double does lose him the win after an incredible performance by him. Just 1 earned run over 5 innings, 12 punch-outs.
First pitch swinging on the ground towards third. Throw to second in time for 1. Throw to first is not in time. So Fisher able to avoid the double play. Runners now move to the corners with 1 away. And the inning will move to the top of the lineup with Solis. He steps in 1 for 3. First pitch swinging. He fouls that one off for strike 1. Alexander trying to stem the bleeding. Pioneers lead by 1. They already have 3 in. Runners on the corners with 1 away. 0-1 pitch. That one misses just high. And the count evens at 1-1.
Do you want to try and get that ground ball double play that you just got if you're Alexander?
1-1 hit well to center. Not well enough, though, as that's going to be the second baseman. Murillo is able to get under it. And a big out number 2 where neither of the runners advance.
If you're Alexander, you have to put the nail in the coffin here to this inning. You have to get this hitter out before facing the meat of this order.
It's now Mike Manham. He's 1 for 3 on the day as well. Struck out a couple of times. First time facing Alexander in this game. First pitch misses high and wide for ball 1. Alexander looks in, agrees, and comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one misses low as well.
He's making more competitive misses, which I like to see from Alexander.
Two-0 pitch, popped up right side. It's Murillo going back on it, still going back on it, but that one's going to land in foul territory. Count now moves to 2-1. Samaripa off third, Fisher over at first. Pioneers lead by 1, but you'd love to get some insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. Two one finds the outside corner. Zamaripa goes back, but ball drops out of his glove. Kingston Lee just couldn't quite maintain the tag. Count now moves to 2-2.
You got to try and execute a pitch here, and you don't want it to get to the backstop either.
Alexander sets, delivers the 2-2 pitch. Swung on him, missed. Ends the inning with a strikeout, but the Pioneers flip the script. They lead 6-5 as we head to the final inning here at Oregon Trail Park on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
Hate it when my doubts and my fears swell up like the ocean. It feels like I could drown in my tears. Everything's overflowing. Scared that I won't get it right, get it right. My nerves are working overtime, overtime. Tell myself to calm down and breathe. Step out of the shadows, into the fire. Don't be afraid to go out on the wire. Live in the moment, turn it louder. This is what you're made for. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless.
To the bottom of the 7th we go at Oregon Trail Park. Remember, this is a 7-inning affair, and the Pioneers lead 6-5. It's a new pitcher on the mound. It's Deshaun Harvey. He will step in trying to find the zone a little bit more than what he did last time. But first, I want to let you know tonight's broadcast brought to you by Clean Harbors. For more than a quarter of a century, Clean Harbors has been providing environmental and industrial waste management services to Kimball and the surrounding communities. They are the industry-leading provider of treatment, incineration, destruction, and disposal of hazardous waste in North America. They are proud to bring sustainable jobs and waste management services to the area and pride themselves on being an integral part of the surrounding communities. Clean Harbors, people and technology creating a better environment. So like we said, Deshaun Harvey will come in with a 1-run lead. But in the Front Range League, as we've seen, those leads are slim.
And he will have to face the top of the order in this inning. Basie's swung a good bat tonight. He's 2 for 3. Maloney's 0 for 2, but had a great night last night. And then Kingston Lee had an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. And then Lee Jones hit that RBI double also back in the 3rd inning. He is 1 for 3.
And you would love to see him try to work a quick 1-2-3 inning. This part of the lineup did go 1-2-3 the last time, but again, this is the first time they'll be facing Harvey in this game. Ferguson went 6 innings, allowing 5 runs, 3 in the 3rd. Ended up being 2 in the 2nd. One of those runs scored on a wild pitch. The other one on a contentious play out in right field. Talked about it a little bit. That ball that looked like it bounced above the yellow line, but Sepulveda still played it. It's tough to make that call with only 2 umpires in a league like this. Either way, both runs scored, but his team got the lead in the bottom. Can Harvey hold it here in the top of the 7th? Braden Basie due up. He's 2 for 3. Struck out swinging his last time up. First pitch stays high for ball 1.
Basie looking to put together a good leadoff at bat like he always does for these Outlaws.
Not a guy who chased often. That pitch misses high and wide as well. Kind of similar to what we talked with Alexander. He's got to try to find the zone a little bit. He missed a lot of arm side pitches last time he was out there.
If you're a pitcher, you just have to let your defense work. You've seen them make plays. You just have to trust them.
2-0 misses high and wide again. Quickly behind 3-0. Basie represents the tying run in this ball game. Last thing you want to do is give him a free pass. 3-0 pitch. That one misses very wide. And a leadoff walk to Basie. They have the left-handed hitting Tegan Maloney due up.
And you would hate to see both of these starting pitching appearances go to waste. Ferguson going 6 innings. Brock Berry going 5. He's already in for a no decision. Ferguson could still get the win if Harvey can get 3 outs here without allowing a run.
He's got to work around that leadoff walk. Basie was already stolen 3 bags on the day. See how he works against this left-handed pitching Deshaun Harvey.
He's got to make sure to not miss arm side here, otherwise it will be a free pass for Maloney.
First pitch misses inside. 1-0. Some of these pitches haven't missed by a lot, but others have missed by quite a bit. That one just missed the inside part of the plate. Throw over to first. Nothing doing. Just trying to keep Basie honest over there.
Gotta imagine he probably can't get as good of a jump with the lefty Harvey on the mound.
That pitch misses high. Throw down to first. Still nothing. It looked like a little bit of a pitch out there. And now time is called from Eric Toller. As the first 6 pitches from Harvey have missed.
See if Maloney can find his first base hit of the night here. He went 2 for 3 with a home run and a single. 3 RBIs last night. Reached on a walk and scored, but he's 0 for 2 tonight.
You know, right now, if you're an Outlaws hitter, in this case Maloney, you're going to make him throw a strike to you because he hasn't thrown a strike yet. Toller out there just going to try to calm down his young pitcher. Again, Harvey, just 17 years old. Turns 18 in just a couple weeks.
And you want to try and create less stressful situations for yourself as a pitcher. You want to try and get yourself in positions where you don't have to throw high stress pitches.
Big lead over there from Basie. Next pitch does find the zone. Back in the count here at 2-1. Basie was getting a big lead over there, but his first step was back to first rather than towards second, so that's a good sign. It's almost a little bit of a slide step there from Harvey towards the mound. 2-1 misses high.
And if you're Harvey, you have to try your best to not worry about Basie. You want to keep him honest, but you can't have him in the back of your head when you're delivering that pitch.
And I believe it's going to be a balk.
And like I said, you can't let that base runner get in your head like Basie just did with Harvey. You just got to try your best to focus on the batter.
So now the tying run at second base. Count 3-1 to Maloney. Pitch misses outside for ball 4, so balk didn't really end up mattering.
You got to wonder, Basie did give a hand signal. I'm not sure exactly what that meant, but if they have the signs picked over there at second base, that could be big.
That brings in Kingston Lee. 1 for 2 with a walk. He also struck out swinging his last time up. Got to try to find the zone here. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Got to wonder how long the leash is going to be for Harvey on the mound. He's thrown just 1 strike so far. Lee squares on a bunt, puts it down. Harvey will play it over to first in time. Tag does get down, and there's 1 away. So a little bit of the same thing that the Pioneers did, but Harvey's able to make the play. There's 1 out, and they're just going to walk Lee Jones to load the bases.
If you do remember, the last time they did do this, Barrio hit a bases clearing double. And you got to imagine that's going to be in the back of Murillo's head.
I believe it's nothing to do with Lee Jones or Murillo. It's probably just to make a force play at every play. You set up the double play if you can get a ground ball. But Murillo, who's been hot coming into this one, he was 3 for 5, a couple of doubles and 3 RBIs. So far, 0 for 3. He might feel due here, and a single could give his team the lead. First pitch is a strike. So with all the walks in this inning, Pioneers are still just a ground out away from getting, or a double play, I should say, a ground ball away from getting out of this game with the win. Harvey looks in, agrees, and comes set. The 0-1 pitch on a line but foul. Murillo quickly behind 0-2. He saw Basie over at third. Once Harvey came set, started charging towards home, tried to draw another balk if he could. Again, another veteran play from Basie over at third.
As tough as a lefty with a runner on third, you cannot see that runner.
0-2 pitch on a line. That's going to get down for a base hit. The tying run will score. They're going to hold that runner at third, and they'll play station to station. But Murillo's tied it with a single here in the 7th.
And I understand the situation there. You have to walk Lee Jones, but as a baseball player, that you do take that a little bit personally, that competitive spirit. You think that guy's so much better than me. You want to face me, and Murillo makes them pay.
Now it brings in Onnested, who's continued to terrorize the Pioneers. He's 2 for 3. He scored a run, and he's got the bases loaded and the go-ahead run just 90 feet away with 1 away.
And not to be that guy, but he does already have a grand slam against the Pioneers this year.
Harvey comes set. Delivers the first pitch. On a line towards second. Be played. Toss to second in time for 1. Throw to first is in time. And a huge double play keeps this game tied. The defense comes up big. And we will head to the bottom of the 7th with this game tied. And the Pioneers with the chance to walk it off. We'll take a short break here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
Just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless. You just gotta be fearless.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning in this 7-inning affair, all knotted up at 6. You kind of mentioned it. Both starters got their start a little bit soiled because neither of them will receive the win after both pitching excellently. But the Pioneers the chance to win it here In the bottom of the 7th, they'll have Man Smith, Deshaun Harvey, and Angus Brumball due up. And pitching for the Outlaws is Tommy Quintana for the second straight night.
I do like this move by head coach McCoy. He's been looking for a closer, and who knows, maybe out of necessity that turns into Tommy Quintana. He was able to get out of that bases loaded jam he was handed last night.
Quintana last night went 2/3 of an inning. Ended up getting the win. Again, the first win of the season against the Wranglers for the Outlaws. He's going to try to keep this game scoreless. But again, the heart of the order due up for the Pioneers. Smith, since singling in the first, has struck out twice. Was the final batter that Brock Berry faced. First pitch misses low for ball 1.
And when Tommy Quintana is successful, he's nibbling at that strike zone. He's keeping hitters off balance. He doesn't have overpowering stuff, but he keeps hitters off balance a lot.
1-0 pitch misses high. Counts 2-0. Felt like whenever he was pitching against the the Pioneers, at least his first couple times out, he got hit well in the first inning and then locked in and was able to get some shutdown innings. But right now he needs to get a shutdown 7th inning to keep this game tied.
And you gotta like your chances if you're the Outlaws, if it turns into a bullpen off here.
2-0 pitch. Misses inside. Now it's a 3-0 count.
Tommy Quintana does have the ability to get some length if needed. He is a starter normally for these Outlaws.
He's got to find the zone here, though. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one misses, and a leadoff walk for the second straight inning. Or leadoff free pass, rather. And now it'll be Deshaun Harvey, who did pitch the top of the 7th. Struggled a little bit to find the zone, but eventually started finding it. Did give up that single that tied the game, but got the double play he needed. But now has a chance to pick up his team here in the 7th. He's reached twice on free passes and struck out swinging. Squares around a bunt, puts it down, but foul. It's one of those things that I kind of question a guy who missed the first 4 pitches. Obviously, Quintana, we know, can find the zone. But after missing the first 4 pitches, you square in a bunt on the first pitch. Obviously, a sacrifice situation. I'll try to put that runner in scoring position. Oh, 0-1, puts it down again, pops it up in foul territory. And now with the count at 0-2, see if they try to change strategy or if they try to put down the bunt again.
Gotta imagine he's going to be swinging away here. Put both of those in foul territory. If he does that again, he's going to be out.
Quintana looks over at first, now comes set. Delivers the 0-2 pitch. Checked his swing. Did not go. And Man Smith just kind of walked down to second and there was no throw. Did they call a balk? They must have. Or maybe not. Smith, either way, he's down at second base. One-two pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. The winning run is at second base now in the form of Smith. Angus Brumball, steps in. First pitch to him swinging, but he fouls that one off. Starts behind 0-1.
See if Tommy Quintana can get him off balance here. Try and get a shallow pop-up.
The 0-1 pitch stays just inside. Count evens up at 1-1. Knotted up at 6 here on the West Coast scoreboard. Pioneers got one, the Outlaws got one in the top half to tie the ball game. Pioneers trying to get one to win the ball game. 1-1 pitch lifted to right field, but out of play. And now Brumball behind 1-2.
The Outlaws seeking their 15th strikeout of the game here if Tommy Quintana can get his put-away pitch going.
Quintana comes set, looks back at second now, delivers the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Smith going down to third. The throw down is in time. And so for the second time today, a strike him out, throw him out has ended the inning for the Pioneers, and we have extra baseball here at Oregon Trail Park. We will head to the 8th here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
I did it all, I played pretend, I moved the mountains to be your friend. I wanna know if it mattered. I would have gone to war for you, I would have bent the earth in two just to get to our ever after. Something about this has changed, I wanna feel you close again. Don't let go, no I don't want this to end. Whoa. Remember the start when back in my heart again, like blood on a pen. Would it matter?
We head to the 8th inning. It's extra baseball here at Oregon Trail Park. I'm Lucas Macklin, joined by my partner, Bob Parsons. It'll be Deshaun Harvey out there for another inning of work as he'll face the bottom three in the lineup, Jaden Barrio, Zach Turk, and Grady Manuel. But it was Barrio that tripled that eventually ended up with 2 runs scored in the 6th, which kind of started what has been, once again, these teams going back and forth.
It'll be interesting to see how Barrio, who had a couple rough at-bats in a row there these last couple games, hit that nice triple, backside triple in the right center gap. He is using a new bat today. See if that will help him here.
And Harvey, after 3 free passes and a single, around a sacrifice bunt, got the double play. Felt like he was starting to find the zone a little bit more, feel a little more confident in his pitches. We'll see how he fares against this bottom three of the lineup. If he can work quickly, get his team back up for the bottom of the 8th, see if they can try to get the win. It'll be Jaden Barrio, as I said, tripled his last time up. It was an RBI triple. First pitch to him. This is just low for ball 1. Harvey, who's now just pitching from the stretch, delivers the 1-0. That one does find the inside corner and then evens it up at 1-1. Knotted up at 6 on the West Coast scoreboard after 7 innings. It was a 7-inning affair, so we are in an extra 8th frame. One pitch misses wide.
First extra inning game of Front Range League play. We saw the first walk-off last night. That one did not need extra innings. But now we have an extra inning game, so some exciting games this week.
2-1 on the line towards third. King just lays it over at third. Manham will get it in quickly, but a defensive mistake allows the first runner of the inning to reach.
Well, we'll see if the speedy Barrio will try and take second here.
Obviously, the ball was hit hard, but you would love to be able to pick up your pitcher there on that E5. First pitch swinging for Turk as he fouls that one off. Zach Turk, in what has really become Turk fashion, has played great defense, and he's earned a walk.
He's really good at calling the games as well. Talking to the pitchers, they really like how he calls the game for them.
Harvey sets, delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one misses high. First two pitches, Barrio. Talk about the speed of Barrio, but both times his first step has been back to first. Two-one. That one's hit well out to center. That's sending Solis back. He's still going back, but he has enough room to get under it in time for out number one. Turk got good contact on that one, but it was hit right to the center fielder Solis. So with one away, it's Grady Manuel. That runner still at first is Barrio. First pitch finds the outside corner for strike one. And that half inning figured out wasn't even a balk called. It was just, I think Man Smith thought Harvey got hit. So he just started walking out a second. There was no throw. The 0-1 pitch whiffs on that one. And now Manuel quickly behind 0-2. It's good to see Harvey in the zone here. He's been able to mix up these batters so far when he's been in the zone.
Manuel trying to turn that order over, put Harvey in a detrimental position here.
0-2 pitch, popped up right side. Sepulveda finding his way under it, gets under it in time, and after that leadoff error, there's quickly two away. But you get back to the top of the lineup. Braden Basie is always dangerous. He's reached in 3 of his 4 at-bats tonight. A couple of singles, a strikeout swinging, and then a walk. He's scored a couple of runs as well. Outlaws are not afraid of putting up some runs in 2-out rallies. They're going to need one here if they want to take the lead. First pitch swinging. Off the end of the bat, Solis coming in, out on his brumbo. Solis slides, can't get to it. They're going to wave the run home. Throw is going to come into the plate. It pulls it off the line. It's not in time. Braden Basie comes through, goes back down to second, gets into the outfield, but it is being backed up by Sepulveda. And a bloop hit into second, or into center field, has given the Outlaws the lead.
And again, the smart base running. Basie extending that single into pretty much what is a double on the throw that got into the plate and up the line.
Talk about the speed of Barrio. Well, it shows up there as he made it from first all the way on that bloop hit into center field. Solis just couldn't get under it. Now it's Tegan Maloney. First pitch to him misses wide. Good stop by Zamari, but it keep it in front of him.
That's Basie's 3rd hit of the day.
Quick check over at Basie on second, who's dancing around over there. So once again, with 2 outs, the Outlaws strike. But if you're Harvey, you got to keep it where it's at. So that way your offense can try to at least tie in the bottom half. Basie takes off, pitch misses outside. Throw down is going to not be in time. So now if a ball gets by, Basie could make this a 2-run ball game. First 2 pitches to Maloney missed in this at-bat. 2-0 pitch is fouled off.
And most of the time, stealing third with 2 outs doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but how prevalent the wild pitches have been in these last 2 games, it makes a little bit more sense.
It's now Basie's 4th stolen base in the game. Came in with 6. 2-1 pitch misses wide. Now it's 3-1. Talk about walks biting you, errors bite you. The error to start this inning. The only reason Bria was on base to begin with.
Basie trying to get Harvey to give him his second balk of the game.
3-1 pitch misses high and wide for ball 4.
The third walk of the day for Tegan Maloney.
Extend the inning to Kingston Lee, who is still just 1 for 2. A single, a walk, a sacrifice bunt. He's also struck out swinging. Just feels like so far that Harvey has been more comfortable pitching against righties. Basie gets a big jump but goes back. That pitch misses inside. As I say that, he almost hits Lee there. With Lee Jones awaiting on deck, you don't want to give another free pass here.
No, you do not.
Runner takes off. Pitch is called a strike. Zamaripa won't throw down, and they will give that base to Maloney.
And for Kingston Lee, you have to try and find outfield grass. Likely both runs will score. Maloney's got good wheels over on second.
On 1 pitch. Hit well to the left, but he hooks it foul.
Kingston Lee thought he had a game-tying home run last night. Just hooked it foul. Sounded like it was just a couple feet foul at that.
Count now 1-2 to the Outlaws' third baseman. One-two pitch. That one misses wide, gets past Zamaripa, and that's going to allow another run to score.
That is not what you want to do there if you're Harvey. Put you in a bad spot.
Now time called as it's Brumball. He's going to go talk to his young pitcher out there. Try to just give him some encouragement. Count now 2-2 to Lee. Trying to stem the bleeding as the Outlaws now lead 8-6. Called strike 3 in the outside corner. A big out, but the Outlaws put up 2. And now the Pioneers are going to need 2 or more to tie, 3 to win here in the bottom of the 8th on KNEB on the Front Range League Network. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Oregon Trail Park. Pioneers trail 8-6 on the West Coast scoreboard, as they are going to need 2 to tie or 3 to win here in what was a 7-inning affair. We got an 8th inning after the Outlaws tied it with a run in the top of the 7th. Pioneers couldn't push across a run in the bottom half, and now they have to push across 2 if they want to win. And Tommy Quintana is out there for another inning of work He did walk the leadoff batter. Got a couple of strikeouts as well as a caught stealing over at third in his first inning of work, and now he gets his second inning of work here, trying to earn what would be a win for him.
And Tommy Quintana has been big for Zach McCoy these last 2 nights. Let's see if he can continue to be big here. He's going to face somebody looking for a little bit of revenge. Going against his own team. Made that error to let Barrio get on base.
As you mentioned, trying to make up for a mistake there in the top half of this inning. If he can get on and bring the tying run to the plate. First pitch. First pitch marks the top corner for strike one. King still searching for his first hit of the game. He reached on an error. Eventually came to score on the Zamaripa double, who is on deck. The 0-1 misses inside. And again, his only job right now is get on base, no matter if it's a walk, a hit by pitch, an error. He's just got to find his way on base. Big swing, but he comes up empty. And now he's behind 1-2.
And Tommy Quintana doing a great job of just keeping these hitters just off balance enough to make them miss or create soft contact so far.
And Quintana will step off and reset. Shakes once. Agrees, now comes set. Pitching from the stretch, as always. The 1-2 pitch. That one misses high. Count now evens at 2-2 for the switch hitting third baseman for the Pioneers tonight. Two pitch swung on and missed, blew the fastball by him. The third straight strikeout for Quintana. With one out, it is Zamaripa. His big RBI, 3 RBI double back in the 6th gave the Pioneers a 1-run lead at the time. He's got to find a way to get on base here to somehow bring the tying run to the plate.
And he did just strike out his college teammate and CJ King there, both of them attending Coalinga.
First pitch misses wide for ball 1.
You can see Tommy smiling on the mound right now. Him and Turk, both Coalinga kids. So imagine there's going to be a little bit of joking on later.
The 1-0 misses low. So quickly, Zamaripa up 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch to the catcher. That one misses inside. And now it's a 3-0 count. And you got to imagine Zamaripa, who the tying run's on deck, probably isn't swinging the bat here. 3-0 pitch. That one misses high, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk will put the tying run at the plate. And he'll stand in the form of Lyric Sepulveda. He's reached all 3 times so far tonight, a single, a walk, and a E5.
Tommy Quintana trying to get that game-ending double play here.
First pitch swinging, hit well to center. It's going to bring Barrio in, but it hangs with plenty of time. And quickly, that is the second out of the inning. And it will be Michael Fisher, the last hope for the Pioneers, here in tonight's ballgame. So far, 0 for 3, a strikeout, a ground, and a couple of groundouts. Reached on a fielder's choices last time up. He does have a home run so far, although it did come in Fort Morgan. He's got to find a way to keep passing the torch, though. First pitch swinging, hit well out to right. Is that going to stay fair? And it's not. It's just a very, very loud strike number 1.
Tommy Quintana just got a little too over the heart of the plate there, especially going in on the lefty. He was just able to get those hands in and pull it, just pulled it a little too much there.
Fisher showing the power that he does have from that left side of the plate. But he's got to work from behind 0-1. 0-1 pitch on the ground towards short. Manuel's have to charge it. That throw is going to go into first. It is not going to be a time. Fisher beats out an infield single.
And Zach McCoy is out to argue that one.
Don't have any challenges here in the Front Range League. It was a bang-bang play over there, one that could have gone either way. But either way, the tying run is now stands over at first. The winning run at the plate in the form of Jacob Solis. He has a home run this year, a double so far today. And time called, as we're going to get a conversation between Turk and Quintana. Tolar over there telling his guys they better be ready to roll. If Solis can find a gap, he's going to want Fisher to try to score.
Gotta imagine that meeting's a little bit about signs with the runner on second base. Not trying to give any secrets away here.
First pitch misses wide for ball one. Zamaripa reached on a walk. Fisher legged out that infield single. 2 away here, bottom of the 8th. Pioneers need 2. 1-0 pitch. That one finds the outside corner.
And that one looked like one that was in the zone for a long time, and Solis probably could have done a little bit of damage on it.
Quintana comes set. Looks back at second. Murillo dancing a little bit over there. Swing and a miss on the off speed, and now the Pioneers down to their final strike tonight.
If you're Quintana, you gotta stay away from the strike zone as best you can. Try and get a swing and miss here to finish this one out. Try and keep Solis off balance.
1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Quintana gets the strikeout to finish this one off and give the Outlaws their second straight win in as many days. Outlaws win 8-6 tonight's ball game in an extra innings fashion. Didn't need a walk-off, but did need extras. And we'll talk about that and more after a break here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
nothing to say. You chose to walk, give what we had away. I hope you get what you're looking for. But babe, with me, you close the door on everything we could have been. Don't go thinking we could be friends. No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, and when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends. I really thought we might have been it, so my heart was shattered when it took the hit. Oh, I can't imagine doing all that again, even for one night, to see where it went. Here's the thing, you made your bed, I just got your stay out of my head. No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, and when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends. End of the road, nowhere to go. You cut the ties, you burn the rope. So don't let me see your name lighting on my phone when it was you who let go of everything we could have been. Is it sinking in all your regret? No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when you know, and when you don't, when it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends. I don't leave room to guess. When it ends, it ends. When it ends, it ends.
Welcome back in, folks. I'm Bob Parsons. I'm joined by our player of the game tonight, who was Brock Berry. Brock was excellent tonight. 12 punch-outs in just one earned run over 5 innings. Brock, what was working tonight?
Once again, I thought tonight was really good with my tunneling and the sequence of my pitches, and kind of staying focused. I got last outing, I got a little tired in the fourth, but I made sure to stretch in between innings, keep myself going a little bit, and I think that helped a lot. And also, Pioneers have a couple new guys that haven't seen me, so I kind of used that to my advantage a little bit, and took care of business.
And what was your favorite pitch tonight so far? We saw the high fastball that was really working, probably mid to upper eights tonight, and then the slider as well. Did you have a favorite of the two tonight, or was it just whatever you were lining up before that?
I think definitely the favorite was my baby fastball. Always my go-to, always my number one. Never leaves my side. It's always good to me, so hopefully I can continue to throw it.
Back-to-back close wins tonight in a league that hasn't seen a lot of close games this year. What was that like in the dugout tonight?
It was exciting. It was a fun game, back and forth. Close games like that are always fun, no matter the outcome. But I was glad that we were on top, and it seemed like there was a lot of fans here, and they enjoyed pretty much every second of it. And there's still quite a few fans here post game. So I think the close game brings everyone together and just makes just has fun, makes fun for the community.
Yeah. Going to be back on Sunday, looking to make it 3 in a row. What is your go-to gas station stop grab? We've had a couple of road trips now, stopping at that Sinclair out in Brush. What's your go-to?
We'll start off with the beverage. I like myself one of them tall blue or yellow Gatorades that have kind of like the little sippy cup tip to it. Those are always good. And I go with a dill pickle cheese balls type of thing. They're like little dill pickle balls, but they're pretty good.
Awesome. I did see you eating those the other day. Brock is my bus buddy when he makes the trip. Great work tonight. Much needed 5 innings, especially with all these games happening for you guys. Thank you for joining us, Brock, and best of luck this weekend and on to the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Bob.
We'll be right back here on the Runza post-game show to talk about what's next here in the Front Range League.
From the first moment I saw you, I knew I had to make you mine. Wanted to know everything about you. I didn't want to waste no time. What's something I can do for you, darling? That would make you smile. I'll bring you flowers, girl. Enough to see for miles. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. I love your style, and I love your grace. Said I love to put a smile on your pretty little face.
Welcome back in to the Runza post-game show. I'm Lucas Macklin, joined by my partner Bob Parsons. Runza doesn't like to think of themselves as just another restaurant in town. They like to think of themselves as part of the community. Runza, with locations in Scottsbluff, Gering, Shadron, and Alliance. So the Outlaws get a big win, 8-6 in extras, and obviously got to start with the guy you just talked to, Brock Berry. 12 strikeouts, just one walk, gave up just one earned run in 5 innings of work.
Yeah, and it was a much needed 5 innings. Both of these teams needing length out of their starters. Let's give Caden Ferguson a shout out while we're at it. He went 6 innings tonight in a very depleted Pioneers bullpen as of right now.
Yeah, Caden Ferguson on the night went 5 innings, struck out 7 on his own right, only walked 3, ended up giving up 5 earned runs rather, in those 6 innings of work. But at the end of the day, even then, it was a little bit of struggle there in the 3rd inning. Seems like they got to him, and then he bounced back in for back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings, and then got 2 straight outs, and then that single, and then that triple, and all of a sudden it was completely different. And then a wild pitch, again, another one of those that you want your catcher to be able to stop, but at the end of the day, just didn't get down that way. And again, the Pioneers, they were, in all honesty, they were just beneficiaries for most of the game of mistakes defensively and some wild pitches, some pass balls in the field, because they didn't have an RBI until that Zamaripa double in the 6th. It was all 3 runs being scored on either errors or wild pitches. And so they had an opportunity. Deshaun Harvey went out there, and I want to give credit to him as well. Really went out there and struggled early. Couple of walks, got the sack bunt, made a great play to make sure. That's a play that we saw Alexander, mess up. Made a great play to at least get that out, and then intentionally walked, and then a single, and it could have gone all crazy, but got double play, kept the game tied, and then went back out there. And if it weren't for that error, he doesn't give up any runs. He, in fact, doesn't have any earned runs in the 8th inning. Both of those runs end up being unearned because the first play of the inning was an error. He would have been out of the inning if not for that. So he looked a lot better, especially after he struggled a little bit to find the zone in the first game, but to bounce back and to give some good innings there for the Pioneers is huge.
It's just been the Outlaws taking advantage of mistakes, taking advantage of walks, taking the extra bag when they can. I'd like to give another shout out to Braden Basie tonight. He did it again, just being smart out there. He got Harvey to commit a balk by bouncing around on the bases, getting in his head a little bit, and just being smart on the bases, and really won them that game tonight in another close one.
He also stole 4 bags, and obviously Tommy Quintana, who's going to get the win as a pitcher, went out there and pitched 2 scoreless innings in the 7th and the 8th inning, got not only the win, but the shutdown in the 8th. Good to see those 2 guys really step up and be really good, first for Barry as a starter, and then for Quintana out of the bullpen for a team that's been looking for a lot of bullpen help.
Coach McCoy's been looking for that closer role. Tommy Quintana showed once again he has ice in those veins. If Brock Berry didn't strike out 12 tonight, Quintana probably would have been our player of the game with those huge innings, conserving the lead, not giving up any runs in this small hitter-friendly ballpark.
Yeah, he went 2 innings, gave up just 3 base runners, 2 on walks, 1 on a single, an infield single at that, but struck out 4 batters in 2 innings. And that's one of the things you want to wonder with all these new bats. A lot of strikeouts here in the first game. You kind of hope for a lot of these guys that maybe a little bit of rust they're knocking off, but it's last couple of games against Barry in particular, it's been more of the rule rather than the exception here with these many strikeouts. And it's going to be tough to win a game when you strike out this many times. In the game, they struck out 18 or 17 times. It's really hard to win a game in 8 innings if you're striking out 18 times or 17 times.
It's creating those productive at-bats, and the strikeout is about the least productive as you can get as a hitter. Striking out, not moving anybody around, not making the defense make errors like they did early on in this one against Barry. This defense proved that they weren't on their A game tonight, and you still strike out 17 times.
Outlaws win 8-6. They've now won 2 in a row to hop the Pioneers in the standings. We'll take a short break. When we're back, we'll talk about what's next for both these teams here on KNEB and on the Front Range League Network.
I love it when you're close to me. That's where I want you to always be. I didn't know when I found you that I would find a love so true. And you can see it in my eyes. That girl, you've got me hypnotized. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours. Something's changed, baby, this I know. Summer rains turn to winter snow, but I promise you for sure, girl, my love is always yours.
Welcome back into the Runza post-game show. I'm Lucas Macklin, joined by my partner Bob Parsons. Outlaws win tonight 8-6 in a back-and-forth ball game that went into extra innings in what was supposed to be a 7-inning affair. Both these teams meet again on Sunday for Bark in the Park here at Oregon Trail Park. It's still in limbo whether it's a doubleheader or a single game. We'll obviously keep that updated. Keep check on socials as always for all the great content, including schedule updates for the Pioneers. They also play again tomorrow in Fort Morgan. They'll travel to play the Wranglers as they try to keep their undefeated record against said Wranglers. But that'll do it for us tonight. For Bob Parsons, Lucas Macklin, and as always, signing off. Have a blessed night.